And a good Friday evening, and we welcome you into Thunderdome. I'm Gary Schofield alongside Mike Basile as we get you set for a night of Federal Hockey League action between the Eastern Division leading Danbury HatTricks and the cellar-dwelling Delaware Thunder. Although the last time the HatTricks were here, Mikey, that's the last time the Thunder came out victorious. They've lost 7 straight since.
Well, this Delaware Thunder team seems to match up against some teams pretty well, and this HatTricks team is a team they do match up pretty well against. They have some size, Delaware, obviously, and it seems like Danbury uses the size to their advantage a lot of time. You see them beat Carolina. Carolina's not a very physical team. They're a very skilled, fast-moving team. Danbury's going to do well against a team like that because they're going to throw the body around. Delaware, they can't do that. They can't throw the body around. Eric Masters, Taylor Cutting, Kieran Devine, Charlie Pence, Alex Basie back in the lineup, Patrick Tundle back in the lineup tonight. This team is not going to be able to throw the body around like they were used to last weekend when Carolina was in town. We'll see how it plays out tonight. We know Delaware's missing some offensive forwards up front. A big missing piece, Anton Kalinin tonight.
Yeah, and actually now, as it stands, he's Delaware's leading scorer. So you take him out of the mix. We're talking about a team that's averaged just under 2 goals a game during this 7-game losing streak. Where do they find the offense tonight?
They gotta dig deep. They gotta get some defensive scoring. I think the defense has to step up. You saw Charlie Penn score in Danville. You look around a little bit. Who can do it? Who's going to score? I look to Brennan Young. Brennan Young's a player that has a ton of skill. I love for him to get to that top of the circle and put a shot towards the cage. He's got a quick wrist shot. The chances of the goalie being able to stop it and even then find the rebound or figure out where it is, that's tough if the original shot doesn't go past him. I also look to Evgeny Demon. He's been a little cold of late. They need him to be much better.
He'll be starting on the dot tonight for the Thunder. We'll get you the full starting lineups in just a moment. But speaking of goaltenders, the HatTricks get their top goaltender back today. Thomas McGuckin returns from the SPHL. He'll get the start in between the pipes tonight. When he got loaned to the SPHL, he led the FHL with 12 victories. So what's the key to trying to get the puck past him?
You got to shots early, lots of shots early. Take away the eyes of Thomas McGuckin. He is a great goaltender, much like Aaron Taylor. If he sees it, good chance it's going to get stopped. He's a goalie. You put the shots on low, you crash the net, you go for rebounds. He stops a lot of things from outside the circle. Obviously, the SP call-up was huge for him. Just got returned from a low from Fayetteville today. So he's ready to go. He's ready to play. He was probably thinking he was going to play in the SP tonight. So now he's back in the Federal Hockey League. We'll see what he can do tonight here. But Delaware's got to get shots on early, something they struggled against Saturday in Danville. Friday, they looked good, the Thunder, for, I would say, a good 47 minutes.
Offense will not be an issue for the Danbury HatTricks. They have been scoring at will, averaging nearly 5 goals per game, and they are led by their top line. Carter Shinkarik has 16 points in his last 6 games. His line mate, Shane Morrissey, 7 goals, 10 assists. They used to play together in Evansville. Shane's only been with the HatTricks for 8 games. And then Casper Dearson that rounds out that line. He's got a 6-game point streak where he's put together 13 points on 6 goals and 7 assists.
It's no secret. Danbury's got 3 lines that could play. And it starts with Carter Shinkarik. He is an absolutely phenomenal player. You drop down a little bit. They have 7 players with 20-plus points. Not many teams can say they have that. They had the call-ups. You know, Ruiz was gone for a bit.
Right.
Shinkarik was gone for a bit. These guys haven't even played all their games in the FHL, and they're 20-plus point players. A player they have to slow down tonight is Carter Shinkarik. I mean, the problem is you can't slow him down. You just got to find a way to at least hold him to maybe 1 point tonight because he's such a dynamic player. He sees the ice well. He's quick. He's crafty. He's got some size to him. And my favorite player on this Danbury HatTricks team's got to be Johnny Ruiz. Love the way he plays. He moves the puck so well. Nikola Levesque, also a great player. When him and Ruiz are on a line together, they're very dangerous.
And, you know, the list goes on and on. You have Kasich, you have Gavrik. I don't even think we mentioned Phil Bronner, and then
or Gordy Bonnell.
Bonnell, who had a great weekend when Danbury was in town just a few weeks ago. When you look at the Thunder team, I know that we've talked about maybe the lack of potency up front, but they get some help on the blue line tonight. The return of Alex Basie from injury. He's been missing since the 10th game of the season. He'll be paired up, we think, with Daniel DeCristofaro because the captain, Charlie Pence, is going to start on the blue line tonight with Kieran Devine.
Right, and that, in my opinion, Charlie Pence, Kieran Devine, that's going to be your shutdown pair. Those two are so solid in the defensive zone. When I look at Dan DeCristofaro, I look at more of an offensive defenseman. Obviously, 20 points for DeCristofaro. He's got a ton of skill, and offensively, he's very good. Nothing lackluster at all in the defensive zone, but Dan DeCristofaro definitely more known for his offensive style of play.
The other thing that's really stood out for this Thunder team during this streak has been the struggle of the specialty teams. The power play is not finding ways to score, and they're giving up shorthanded goals as well as struggling on the penalty kill. Is there something in particular that you've seen over these last 3 weekends that stands out to you when it comes to the specialty teams that are keeping them from clicking?
Well, for the power play, I think it's plain and simple. There's not much entry going on. It's a lot of stagnant pieces at the blue line. And when you're stagnant at the blue line, that puck's in and right back out. Sometimes they go for the dump and chase, and it seems like that has had a little more success than trying to walk through a couple guys and get in deep. So I like to see them go to the dump and chase, get some forecheckers in deep. Eric Masters, I think, is a good guy to have on the PP2. He gets in deep, throws the body around, chips it free to maybe a guy like Brendan Young, and they can set up. On the penalty kill, the special teams, I like to see them a little more aggressive. It seems sometimes Delaware sits back a bit, and when that happens, a big body gets to the front. Aaron Taylor doesn't have his eyes anymore. Next thing you know, it's in behind him. And Delaware's got to do that on the other end. It seems like sometimes on the power play, not enough traffic in front of the cage.
Which was one of the welcome additions of Anthony Pisano. They put him right in that position on the power play. He's not dressed tonight as he's serving a one-game suspension. On the other side, the HatTricks, they potted 6 power play goals last weekend in their sweep of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Obviously, the thing that most Thunder fans are talking about this week, and we can't ignore it, is the trades that went down over the last 2 weeks. Brandon Contrato, Michigan native, gets sent to Battle Creek, and then Ryan Marker, who was the leading scorer in the FHL for a while, and then also, of course, been the leading scorer of this team all season long. He gets traded to Watertown. I mean, you're with the guys. What's the mood like amongst those that are still here?
Next man up. It's a next man up mentality, and I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. There's a lot of guys now you look at this team. Obviously, Anton Kalinen's one of them. He's unfortunately not here this weekend, but Anton Kalinen's still a huge member of this team. Arguably the best forward on this team now, the most skilled, I would say. You look to Brendan Young. I look to Mark Anthony Simonetta. I think he's got a ton of skill, a ton of size. Tommy Minicello's finding his groove with Simonetta. I like to see those two a lot. Mark is a great skill guy, playmaking type forward. He'll also get to the net, no questions asked. Tommy's got a heck of a wrister.
It's going to be fun to watch tonight because, again, when you look at it on paper, you would expect the HatTricks are going to come out here and kind of roll. And if you're a HatTricks fan, I'm sure that's what you're tuning in for. But as Mikey mentioned, these teams have played 4 times this season. Granted, Danbury has taken 3 of those 4, but in those 3 losses for the Thunder, they were tied or within a goal in the third period of each of those games. These two teams do match up fairly well, and I think we're going to be in for an entertaining 60 minutes of hockey.
I know we are going to be in for a good, entertaining 60 minutes. You got Aaron Taylor in that. Every time he starts, Delaware has a chance to win the game. In my opinion, he's the top goalie in this league, Aaron Taylor. I think he's just phenomenal in net. He covers a ton of the cage. He's got a good size to him. He's smart in the net. He usually won't be caught out of position. He's a very good goaltender, and when he's in the net, now with Basie back, I really like it.
He's going to have to stand tall tonight if the Thunder are going to slow down this Danbury HatTricks offense. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups as they're being announced by our PA announcer, Tom Schultz here. We'll start with the visiting Danbury HatTricks as they'll start tonight. Pardon me about that, sorry. Well, I had the starting lineups here. Now, where did here they are. My apologies. For the visiting Danbury HatTricks, they'll start up front. Nicola Levesque, Phil Bronner on the right wing with Johnny Ruiz at center, who just snapped a 10-game goalless drought with a score in Danbury's last win over Carolina. On the blue line, they'll go with Kenny Garrett and Vladimir Gavrik on the blue line as well. Dylan Kelly will actually get the start in net tonight for the HatTricks. Tom McGuckin will be the backup. For your Delaware Thunder, up front, they'll go with Thomas Municello on the left wing, Mark Simonetta on the right wing, and Evgeny Demon at center. The captain, Charlie Pence, and Kieran Devine are your defensemen, and Aaron Taylor in the pipes. We'll step aside and hand it over to our PA announcer as we get you set for tonight's national anthem. Sarah Brand with the national anthem here tonight at Thunderdome. And I think we kind of covered these, but just quickly, Mike, before the opening face-off, your 3 keys to the game for a victory tonight for the Delaware Thunder.
Number 1, plain and simple, stay out of the box. This is a team that is dominating on the power play, and they got too much talent to be on it. That's number 1 for Delaware. I'll switch sides, go right to Danbury. They got to play a simple game tonight. They can't try to get into a physical matchup with the Thunder. That's one team that can match that physical play. So now you'll look at this and you say, what can the HatTricks do? Stick to the speed, stick to getting to the front of the net. Number 3, it's for both teams. You got to play smart. As simple as that, you got to play smart hockey. And if those gritty moments start coming, you got to stay out of the box.
Dylan Kelly in the pipes tonight for the Danbury HatTricks. He comes in with a record of 11-4 and a 3.50 goals against average. For Aaron Taylor, the starting goaltender tonight for the Delaware Thunder, 8-20 on the season, a 4.65 goals against and a save percentage of .901. Another thing that has been a bit of a struggle for the Thunder this season are getting off to a good start. They seem to play from behind quite a bit, so that'll be another thing to watch out for tonight as we get the ceremonial puck drop here just below us. The captain, Charlie Penz, and also Nicola Levesque, who is an assistant coach and player for the Danbury HatTricks, as they wrap that up this evening, and we get you set for the opening face-off here from Thunderdome. 2 games tonight, and then, of course, tomorrow night right back here at the Center Ice Rink in Harrington. If you weren't able to make it out tonight, DelawareThunder.com.
Great act by the Thunder back there, cheering on our fan of the game. Get out there and drop that ceremonial puck drop. Awesome to see here at the Thunderdome early, and now it's time for puck drop. The moment ton of these fans have been waiting for another packed house here at the Thunderdome. With these fans, though, Gary, it's absolutely no surprise.
Without question. The question was asked a lot this summer and leading into the beginning of this year as to whether professional hockey could work in Delaware. I think that question has been answered 10 times over with another good crowd on hand tonight. Johnny Ruiz, Evgeny Demon on the dot, and we're underway from Thunderdome as the HatTricks control the opening face-off. Ruiz with a cross-ice pass to Levesque. Nice pass back to Johnny, who's right in the slot. Poke checked away by Kieran Devine. Puck loose behind the net. Evgeny Demon gets to it, but can't get it past Ruiz. Trying to get him off the puck is the captain, Charlie Penz, but he'll throw it down deep to Bronner. He takes his shoulder from Kieran Devine and is able to play it along at least to Levesque. Levesque throws it into the slot, but finds Mark Anthony Simonetta. Now Evgeny Demon, 2-on-2 with Municello. He fumbles the puck into the corner, played away there by Kenny Garrett. They'll battle for it along the wall. Johnny Ruiz helps out, kicks it free. Nice little bank pass there to Nicola Levesque. He got caught on his heels a bit, and then Bronner will dump in for a line change for the HatTricks.
It was a good play right off the bat by Charlie Penz. He got caught for a second, got back, lifted the stick of Johnny Ruiz, and it was good enough to turn it away. Here comes Mac.
McIntosh across the blue line into the circle. He'll shoot, score! Evan McIntosh buries it on the first shot of the night, and the Thunder are up 1-0.
Exactly what Delaware needed. Evan McIntosh to get the scoring started. It's 1-0. He looked a bit surprised, but it was an absolutely perfect shot by the veteran Evan McIntosh, and it's 1-0 Delaware. 6th goal of the year for Mac. He beat Dylan Kelly just past the blocker arm, and just 52 seconds into the game, the Thunder are up 1-0. That was our last point in the pregame, was the slow starts that sometimes have befallen Delaware. They do the opposite here tonight. Off the face-off, Stevie Brown plays it off the boards. Casper Dearson. This hot line for the HatTricks is out now with Shinkarik, along with Casper Dearson, who chases the puck behind the net, and Shane Morrissey. They'll battle in the corner. Now Dearson comes away with it from Dunford. Shot in the slot. Still loose in front. In skates. Finally poked away by Dunford. Gets back to the blue line, though, and Stevie Brown's able to keep it in momentarily. Then McIntosh plays it back to center. Cruz Listmeyer will throw it into the corner. Quick shift so far for the HatTricks is Alex Basie, who's back for Delaware, plays it through the neutral zone, and that's where Gavrik will slow it down for the HatTricks. And Basie got the secondary assist on that goal, so nice to have him back. He got the puck moving out of the defensive zone. A welcome back for Alex Basie, and a welcome back to Christers Bormanis, who's on the ice wearing number 21 in black.
Last time you saw him at Thunderdome, he was having a heck of a weekend with the Watertown Wolves, along with Nikita Sedenko, and that's a big hit right in front of the Delaware bench, Bormanis, and he's going to get buried here by Colin Edwards, who's sticking up for Kenny Garrett. He went face first into the boards, and I don't think this is going to be good. They need the doctor over there trying to get the attention there on the bench to get Doc Fiverell over here. because Kenny Garrett is down and it's going to need some medical attention. They're still trying to get the attention of the bench over there to get the doctor. Here comes the doc.
And there's a lot of anger,
lot of
obviously, in the
here,
Danbury bench. It wasn't a good-looking hit, but the player turned around at the last second. My apologies, Gary.
That's Kenny Garrett.
Kenny
that's down,
Garrett. I thought that's who it was, but I couldn't see with obviously all the players around him. Did not look good, though.
It didn't.
And just standing up for a teammate as well. You understand that, but
well, and the head coach Bill McCreary here for Danbury, he's calling for an ejection. He wants to see Bormanis get the boot from this game. I didn't see the hit as it developed, just as it happened. Clearly a boarding call. I give Colin Edwards credit for immediately sticking up for his teammate.
what you got to do, Gary.
But I don't know that the intention was there from Bormanis, honestly.
He's not that type of player, Bormanis. We've seen him here, but you saw the face of Garrett go into the boards there, and the players saw that too. That's why the instinct stepped in to come over and help out. You understand from both sides the anger. Bormanis obviously not meaning to injure anybody on the play, just too close to the boards when you hit someone, and he went down awkwardly. Looked like he was a little off balance to start as well.
Yeah, and I believe he went face first into the corner of the board right in front of the bench. He's getting to his feet now, which is a great sign. And we're going to hope he's okay.
Right, as the medical staff was right on it. They tried to sneak in behind the bench door, but McGuckin and one of the assistant coaches were in the way. They weren't aware. They were looking for him to come on the ice. But, yeah, the medical staff over there quickly. It doesn't appear like there was any blood. I thought there might have been with the visor, but no, that is okay.
Which that may have been a break there for Garrett. Now we're going to try to sort out the penalties here. Nothing's put on the board yet as the officials are continuing to discuss it.
My assumption is Bormanis is obviously going to get at least a double minor, I would say.
I would think, and then the question will be, are they going to give him a 5 for fighting? There really wasn't much of a fight there.
I don't know.
I wouldn't
even
be shocked. I was going to say, I wouldn't be shocked if Edwards only gets 2.
Right, and the unfortunate part for Danbury is you have to do it. Somebody has to do it, and you're going to lose some power play time maybe because of it, but it's just what has to be done. I get it. You know, anybody who's on the ice, from Listmayer to Ruiz, it doesn't matter who it is on this team. Someone's dropping there.
The officials continue to discuss it. Now they're filling in the captain, Charlie Pence. Now they're letting the scorekeepers know. So we should get some penalty time posted here, and then we can sort out what the exact power play is going to be for the HatTricks. But we mentioned the potency of the HatTricks power play. Potting 6 power play goals last week against the Thunderbirds. So they'll look to try to even the score here early on. So they've got 2 on the board for Bormanis, so it's going to be a 2-minute power play. However, the penalty shook out. That's how it's going to end up. Danbury's going to end up with a 2-minute power play here, as they're going to try to tie this game at 1. Evan McIntosh scores 52 seconds into the game. You know, we said that on paper this would look like a game that might be a runaway for Danbury, but we could almost guarantee you that you were going to get 60 minutes of entertaining hockey. We're only a minute 54 into this one, and I believe the fans are already kind of gotten their money's worth.
And Bormanis got the boot. I'm not sure how it's only a 2-minute minor. If Bormanis got the boot, he's gone.
But I think you're right. I think he probably got a double for boarding. I think they're going to give Edwards a 2.
They gave Edwards
roughing.
a 5 for fighting. They did, yes. So that means no manpower, though, for Danbury's sake, which is good.
Well,
they don't have Edwards for 5 minutes, but no manpower change. Looks like the 2 minutes are going to be the only penalty on the board, which, if you ask me, Delaware got away with a nice only 2-minute call there. They lose Bormanis, but only 2 minutes. Usually when you throw a guy out, it's 5.
Yeah, they catch a break there. So the HatTricks, again, it's been a potent power play for them last weekend as they swept the West-leading Carolina Thunderbirds, who, of course, are the defending FHL champs. They go with Johnny Ruiz, Andre Levesque, Phil Bronner up front, Shane Morrissey on the point, along with Shinkarik. So they got 5 forwards on the ice right now. Not uncommon to see 4 forwards on a power play, 5. Not the usual formation, but it's been working for the HatTricks. We'll see if they can cash in here. Looks like we're finally ready to get back to action.
Right, Delaware's got to have somebody in the box. It'll be Bryce Litke who's going to serve the 2 minutes. But like I said, to get away with 2 minutes out of this, that's not bad. Because usually when you see a guy get the boot, it's a 5.
Off the draw, Levesque controls along the near wall. He'll walk it down to the corner and play it back to Morrissey. Now he'll skate down to the circle. Tried to go cross ice, stolen by Municello. and he's able to clear it all the way down. Dylan Kelly will play there. 15 seconds have elapsed from the man advantage. We're under 18 to go in the first period. Danbury trailing 1-0.
Right, and you have to remember when a player's that close to the boards, they turn, and then the push in. Any type of push in that close is dangerous.
Johnny Ruiz winds and fires and beats Aaron Taylor over the right shoulder, just underneath the crossbar, and just like that on a power play tally from Johnny Ruiz, his 18th of the year. The HatTricks have tied this game at 1.
Well, right on cue in the open, we talked about Johnny Ruiz, how dangerous he is, and that's an absolutely bomb of a shot from Johnny Ruiz. I think there was a partial screen set up by Charlie Penns there and over the blocker of Aaron Taylor.
That was just a laser beam off the stick of Ruiz that ties this thing at 1. 17:40 left here in the first period. Kendall Bolin Porter on the dot with Evan McIntosh.
Was that a Austin Powers reference?
Yes.
Johnny Ruiz has laser beams on his head.
Off the draw, they battle for it at the red line. Alex Basie gets control and dumps it into the Danbury zone. Dylan Kelly is able to play it along to Stevie Brown. Casper Dearson throws it ahead. Puck jumps over the stick of Dunford. Now he's in a race with Kasich behind the net. Puck still loose. Finally played to the far corner, but Casper Dearson's going to get there first for Danbury. Now the puck comes loose in the slot. Kasich nearly was able to corral it. Was able to play it back to the wall. Now Dearson played off the puck. Nice hit there by Dunford, and he'll throw it around behind for Basie. Basie plays it ahead through the legs of Cutting back to center, but can't get it by Brown. We'll just dump it back into the Thunder zone.
Well, I do have to say this for Aaron Taylor on that shot. There's no way he saw that. Watching that a second time back as I got a good look, it looked like he picked it up after it already hit the crossbar.
And it was such a good shot. I think even if he did see it from the get-go, he would have had a hard time stopping it.
Yeah, it was perfectly placed right over that shoulder, off the bar and down. That's the perfect shot. If you're a good hockey fan, you know that.
What a nice defensive play there by Shinkarik to get Eric Masters off the puck. And now Bronner's able to dump it into the Delaware zone where the captain will chase. Shinkarik beats him to the puck, though. Now he gets hauled down. No call. He was hoping for a hold there. Walking right into the slot is Morrissey. And I don't think Taylor realized he had the puck. He was able to deke once and then bury one to give Danbury a 2-1 lead.
2-1 HatTricks, a beautiful pass out from the corner, no problem. And the captain, Charlie Penns, was stickless. It was stuck in Shinkarik, and the shot came right from the slot for Morrissey. Absolutely no problem.
And at that point, I think Aaron Taylor kind of lost track of where the puck was. Not just he, but the defenseman as well. Because all of a sudden, Morrissey just walked right through the slot and found Taylor flat-footed and beat him in the corner.
Well, one thing Delaware doesn't want to do is a shootout. Not with the Danbury HatTricks.
No, and especially with the way they've been struggling to score goals of late. Charlie Penns will play it from the right. Oh, it goes right off the noggin of Evgeny Demin, who's really glad he's wearing a visor tonight.
Captain Charlie Penn sent one in right off the head of Evgeny Demin. He's all right, Evgeny Demin. He's a tough guy. He told me yesterday I'm Russian, I'm crazy, so I think he'll be all right.
Well, you mentioned he's been struggling a bit of late. The Thunder really need him to find his offensive legs tonight. Off the draw, Simonetta will play. He'll tries to fire it into the zone, but kind of fanned on the shot. It comes loose into the corner. Gavrik will backhand it up to Levesque, but Demin keeps it in. Simonetta gets to the puck as Municello goes to the slot, but then it's stolen away by Levesque. They battle for it along the wall. Simonetta is able to keep it in, but can't get it any further than Tim Hanlon. Hanlon winds it around. Dearson now. He'll clear it back to center. Gets through to Cristofaro. Now it's a race between Levesque and Penns, and it's an icing call against the HatTricks. Face-off will come back down in front of Kelly.
Well, Delaware Thunder up 1-0. That lead was erased very quickly, and those are the things that just can't happen in a game if we're being quite frank. And the thing is, you're up 1-0 against the best team in the East. You're at home. You got to feed off the momentum. You first off can't take the penalty. Second off, you got to kill the penalty. And then you can't give up the next goal. You guys got to get the next goal. Here's Patrick Tundle back, as Coach Penns called him, a very north-south player.
Interesting line pairing here, too, with Dunford at center with Young and Tundle. So it looks like Dunford's going to be moving from the blue line to the forward line because he was playing on the defense with Alec Basie. Oh, right, with the short of Bormanis. Good point. Jordan Clark controls in the Delaware zone. He'll backpedal behind his own net, play it to Patrick Tundle. Gets it back to Clark, who will carry it out. Jordan kind of threw a pass towards the center. It was deflected, and Stevie Brown takes it away. Listmeyer caught in the skates at Kasich, and now Kieran Devine will dump it back in. Deflects off the ref, but had enough steam to get behind the net to Kelly. Kelly plays it back to Kasich, though, who puts it on the stick of Bronner. Bronner now plays it to Kendall. Nice little move around Charlie Pence. Walks in front of backhand shot, and Aaron Taylor makes the save. That's Kendall Bolin Porter, who we did not see the last time that Danbury was in town, but he's got 16 points on the season with 7 goals and 9 assists.
Good move by Bolin Porter. Got to the backhand, freed up, had some space. Threw it off the top of the shoulder, it looked like, of Aaron Taylor. Up and out of play, but Captain Charlie Pence there, keeping him to the outside on the backhand, a lot less dangerous than on the forehand.
That top line for the HatTricks back out again. Shinkarik wins the draw. Gavrik will dump it in from the blue line. Behind the net, Charlie Pence will wind it around, trying to find Taylor cutting. It got through Gavrik and goes all the way down. I think it actually went off the stick of Gavrik. That's why there's no icing. 14:30 left. A little bump from Masters. Puck comes to McIntosh. Evan plays it back behind the net. Masters has it. Tries to spin away from Gavrik, but Gavrik will pin him against the backboards and comes away with the puck. He eludes the hit from Cutting and is able to get it to Tim Hanlon. Hanlon ahead to Shinkarik. 3-on-2 for the HatTricks. Shinkarik passed a little too far for Dearson. His shot muted by DeCristofaro, and Aaron Taylor is able to cover up for a faceoff.
Delaware had all 3 forwards behind the net. McIntosh, Masters, and Cutting all caught behind the net. That's why a 3-on-2 came out the other way, and that just can't happen. Things like that. Obviously, that's a line that's played together for quite some time now. They got to have a little bit better communication than that.
Ruiz, the goal scorer, back out with Bronner and Levesque. Wins another draw. Brown from the point. His shot goes wide right through the legs of Municello. Hops over the stick of Simonetta, though, and Johnny Ruiz is able to play for Danbury. Levesque in the corner. Gets it to Bronner in the circle. Down low in front. Just kind of threw one in front, and it deflected off Taylor, and now the Thunder come back the other way. Municello will dump it into the corner. Cruz Listmeyer battling with Simonetta, who has a spinning shot from the goal line. Rebound shot, Devin, and a save by Dylan Kelly. Puck still loose in the slot. Finally banged away by Bronner back to center, where Bryce Litkey will chase.
Oof, a good opportunity for the Thunder. It all starts with a smart play by Municello. It's a simple play. Dump it in and go to work.
Simonetta now at the red line. Nice back check by Johnny Ruiz to break that puck free. Casper Dearson nearly got it before Alex Basie was able to chop it back to center, and Evgeny Denman will carry on. Good poke check at the blue line by Cruz Listmeyer. Now Dearson will play it forward as Danbury goes for a line change.
And that play by Denman, at the end of a shift, you just got to get it deep.
Nearly a dangerous giveaway by Alex Basie, but Brennan Young carries it in. Shot and a stick save made by Dylan Kelly as it goes to the corner. Patrick Tundle comes away with it. He walks right into the circle. His shot, score! Patrick Tundle, in his first game back from suspension, picks up right where he left off before he got suspended the last time Danbury was here, and we're tied at 2.
It all starts with Brennan Young shooting the puck, just like we said. Get to the top of the circle, put his shot on net. Good save to deflect it to the corner by Kelly, but Tundle comes out of that corner. 5-hole on Dylan Kelly, one he might want back.
Patrick Tundle's 4th goal of the season, and with 12:59 to go in the first, we're tied at 2. I would say that Dylan Kelly will probably tell you he should have stopped both the goals tonight by the Thunder. But they both made their way past the netminder, and we're tied at 2. Bouncing puck goes in behind the net. Gavrik nearly stolen by Taylor Cutting. Shane Morrissey will play it just inside the Danbury blue line. Nice pass to Kasich. His touch pass for Shinkarik, though, was intercepted by Kieran Devine, and the Thunder will dump it back in.
Well, it's 2-2 now, and some more bad news if you're a HatTricks fan. Casper Dearson is in some pain behind the Danbury HatTricks bench. They're getting the medical staff over to him now.
Morrissey into the Delaware zone, walks into the slot, shot deflected by Jordan Clark, goes into the corner. Shinkarik tried to play it back to the point, but instead Jordan Clark will carry it out for Delaware. He'll just play it into the corner, and he'll chase. Working against Gavrik behind the net. Good job by Gavrik to keep it away from him, but he gives it away to Taylor Cutting. Right into the slot. Simonetta's shot is blocked by Bolin Porter, and now he'll carry back the other way for the HatTricks. Along with Levesque, his shot and a glove save by Aaron Taylor, and Bolin Porter took a shoulder from Charlie Pence after getting that shot off.
Perfectly defended by the captain, Charlie Pence. Kept everything to the outside, threw a body check on Bolin Porter, who's given up probably 5-6 inches to the captain.
11:58 to go in the first, tied at 2. Demon and Johnny Ruiz on the draw. Levesque comes away with it and plays it into the corner where Bronner's there. Tried to throw one in front to Ruiz, but that pass was deflected. And now Municello comes the other way. Fumbles a bit, but got it to Evgeny Demon. Right back to Municello in the circle. Walks in front, and a backhand shot saved by Kelly. And Stevie Brown will slow things down behind the HatTricks net. Quick pass out to Bronner. Now Levesque will carry it into the Delaware zone. His shot blocked by Charlie Penz. Bronner, though, gets to the puck and plays it right back to Levesque. His centering pass was deflected by Demon, but Levesque gets back to the puck in the corner. He and Penz battle for it. He tries to throw one in front. The captain deflects it right back to the blue line. Brown shot high and wide. That'll wind around the board. Simonetta trying to find Municello on a break, but the pass was just a bit too far. No icing on the play, though, and Dylan Kelly will wind it along the near boards for Listmeyer.
Anytime these two teams meet, it's a fun matchup. This has been awesome. We haven't even played 10 minutes yet.
Basie, again, was trying to find a streaking Mark Anthony Simonetta, but that pass was a bit too far, but we do get the icing this time. So the faceoff will come back down in front of Aaron Taylor.
And Simonetta missed. Thomas Municello would have been in behind the defense. And the way he's playing lately, Dylan Kelly would have had to handle Thomas Municello. He would have probably far down.
11:02 left in the first. As Mikey said, not even 10 minutes in, we've had a little bit of everything already in this one, as we're tied at 2.
Well, we've seen a fight, quote-unquote fight. They
right.
called it that at least. 4 goals.
Power play tally. Couple of even strength goals. False start on the faceoff there. As Brian Dunford's on the dot, usually on the blue line, but filling in with the ejection for Bormanis.
The linesman said, my fault. Bounced about 4 times. He admitted to his wrongs.
And now they'll throw Dunford out of the circle. So Simonetta will take the draw now against Shinkarik. Carter wins that one. Good keep by Gavrik. Morrissey plays it across the zone. Cristofaro will get to it. Pressured, though. Simonetta plays it around Bolin Porter. But nice job by Bolin Porter to keep him off the puck and at least start things the other way. That's an offside, as getting into the zone early was Colin Edwards.
Not even close. An obvious call for the linesman who was right on top of the play. But we only have seen one penalty thus far that resulted in any manpower change. And like you said, it did result to that Johnny Ruiz tally. But we didn't get to see much of the power play. There was a clear, and then the only play was the breakout back the other way. The slap shot just beat Aaron Taylor with the screen in front.
Off the draw, a bit of a stalemate there, and Patrick Tundle backhands it into the Danbury zone. Gavrik will come away with it. Harassed a bit from behind by Brennan Young, but he's able to get it out of the Danbury zone. Pass ahead for Ruiz, a bit too far. Bronner will just dump it back in. Delayed offside. The HatTricks cleared the zone. And now Alex Basie holds behind the net. Harassed by Kasich. He's able to get it to center, but can't get it around Bronner. Bronner takes a bump, but gets it into the zone. Johnny Ruiz walks right in front, and a shot save Aaron Taylor. Puck loose in the corner, and they clear it back to center where Listmeyer picks it up for the HatTricks.
That was a great play by Brennan Young. He also took a late shot there from Ruiz that went undetected. Could have been interference easily the other way. Here he comes.
Nice clearing pass by Young on the stick of Patrick Tundle. He'll walk in. His shot deflected by Brown. Takes a wild bounce off the backboards. Good play by Listmeyer to keep that from sneaking into the slot. Back loose at center. Shinkarik nearly came away with it, but Charlie Penz was able to play it back into the Danbury zone, where Stevie Brown and Patrick Tundle will battle for it. Tundle comes away with it. Backhand pass to the point to Penz. Winds and fires, and a sliding block there by Kasich. The puck was underneath him, didn't realize it, and it gets back to Penz at the point. He'll fire another one from the blue line. This time, it gets all the way to Kelly, and he's able to cover up for the faceoff.
Patrick Tundle's been the best player for this Thunder team. Now Masters going at it with Listmeyer. Looked like he threw a cheap shot when Masters hit the ice the first time around, but it was a great play by Masters. Get it out to the point on his stomach. Eric Masters not happy. Not a guy to take liberty if he doesn't have to. Usually something happened that's going to anger Masters. Media timeout.
Looks like they're going to live and let live after that.
I like that. I'd rather that than a 2-minute minor each way for nothing.
Right. So an exciting 10:27 so far in this game. There's been a lot of jawing back and forth. I know some of that stems from the Bormanis hit. Some of that stems from the fight after. But let's not forget, Patrick Tundle's returning from suspension tonight because of some shenanigans that went on the last time that Danbury was here.
This was the last team he played against.
Right.
And now he's back to play him again. But Martin Tuma and him were the two that had the big exchange. No Tuma in the lineup tonight. No Atwell. That really hurts them defensively. I know that sounds obvious,
right,
but it also hurts Dylan Kelly and Thomas McGuckin when those two come in. You lose Tuma, who was an AHL defenseman, a very good defenseman. I believe he even had some NHL time, Tuma. And then when you lose a guy like that, even though obviously he's older now, it's still a top guy in this league defensively.
Well, and I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you, I would take Aaron Atwell at the top 2 or 3 defensemen that I've seen in, with my own eyes this year. He played a ton of minutes the last time Danbury was in town.
Him and Brown, if they weren't together, it seemed like those two played at least 27, 28 minutes, no?
Absolutely. So his absence certainly hurts on the back end. Another thing for the HatTricks to try to overcome tonight.
Anytime the faceoff is on that far side of the ice in the offensive zone for Delaware, the Thunder Pack are going to be more than rowdy.
McIntosh wins the draw. It's loose behind the net as Brown walls off Taylor Cutting. Listmeyer and Masters go to the corner hard. Listmeyer goes down, but the HatTricks are able to clear it out. Levesque throws it into the Delaware zone. Charlie Penz gets to it. He'll backhand it off the wall, but it takes a weird bounce right on the stick of Shinkarik, and a great blocker save there by Aaron Taylor. Puck still loose behind Levesque to it. Tried to backhand it to Shinkarik, but instead he found Jordan Clark. Evan McIntosh comes away with the puck now, and he'll carry it out to center for Delaware. Waiting for some reinforcements. Backhand pass just under the stick of Taylor Cutting. Cutting tried to throw it into the slot, and that puck was deflected away, and now Levesque comes to it. He'll hold at the blue line. Shinkarik now. He'll just dump it in. It's time for him to get a change. To Cristofaro will play it for Delaware. Free out here if they hurry. 8:35 left in the first. We're tied at 2. Pass to Municello. Thomas works around Ruiz and finds Simonetta. Simonetta with a shot. That seemed to handcuff Kelly a bit. Now loose in the corner. Evgeny Demon tried to get it to Cristofaro, who was far into the Danbury zone. Thomas knocks Gavrik off the puck, and a one-timer from Evgeny Demon is corralled by Dylan Kelly, and he'll hold for the faceoff.
And Demon just a bit snake-bitten of late. That's a couple already prime A real estate scoring chances for the young Russian. Couldn't finish them. On the season, Evgeny Demon has 24 points, 6 goals, 18 assists. Definitely more known for his playmaking, especially when he's with the crafty Russian number 8, Anton Kalina.
And with the trades this week, all of a sudden he's the second leading scorer for Delaware. Puck loose behind the net. Gavrik will play it along, but it comes to Litke. Quick shot from the point. That handcuffed Kelly, too. It's loose in the slot, and Tundle just popped that over the net. But behind now, Dunford's got it. That gets poked loose, but Bryce Litke will hold at the blue line. He'll throw one in front. Bolin Porter carries it away for Danbury. Back to center. He and Kasich battle for it. And Kasich will just play it back to Gavrik, and they'll start the breakout over again. 7:45 to go.
And I think one of the best signings this year for the Thunder is Brian Dunford. He's a guy who starts out on defense tonight, and now he's playing center for this third line. He's a guy who could do it all, and he's huge to have. If you don't have him, who knows how gassed you are by period 3.
Colin Edwards threw one through the slot. Tim Hanlon carries it in deep. Cristofaro tries to play it around the boards, but can't get it by Levesque. He threw it into the slot, hoping for Morrissey, but a little too much mustard on it, and Dunford's able to get it back out the other way for Delaware. Brennan Young carries through. Nice hop at the blue line. Walks around Brown. Tried to get to the backhand, but Stevie Brown, good stick work there, kept Young from firing that puck. And now Morrissey will bring it back the other way. On the tape of Bronner. Bronner, nice pass back to Morrissey. Right in the slot. Save Aaron Taylor. And it's loose in the corner. Another shot. And it pops up, and Aaron Taylor gloves it down, keeping Levesque off the board. And now Bronner will have some words with Alec Basie, who you know he's been missing that kind of interaction.
Aaron Taylor read him like a book. Morrissey blocker side the whole way he was going. Aaron Taylor read him. It looked like Aaron Taylor pushed off left to right before the shot was even taken. Got the paddle of the stick on it right to the corner. That's just phenomenal by Aaron Taylor.
Shane Morrissey in his 9th game with the HatTricks already has 17 points. Off the draw, shot from the point. Masters with a sliding attempt to block it, and it got through Aaron Taylor. Now it's loose in the quarter. Shinkarik back to Gavrik at the point. He'll backhand one deep. That's Levesque in the corner that gets it back to Shinkarik. Back to the point, Bolin Porter. Shinkarik, top of the circle. Fires one in front. That hops over the stick of Gavrik, and he'll have to retreat a bit. Gets around the hit of Taylor Cutting, but carries the puck, throws it in front, bounces off Taylor. It's still loose in skates, and Kieran Devine's able to get it back to center where Bolin Porter will settle it down for the HatTricks. 6:20 to go as we're tied at 2. Big hit just below us from Taylor Cutting on Gavrik, but Shinkarik's got the puck. Side angle shot. I think that went off the shoulder of Aaron Taylor and out of play.
And Basie's back off to the locker room. Not sure why, but he is not happy as he heads off to the locker room, and Dr. Krylalexiak follows him there.
And remember, he's missed the last several weeks with a hand injury. Has been chomping at the bit to get back for about the last 2 weeks. And I don't think I saw anybody in the rink with a bigger smile on their face than Alex tonight. So let's hope that it's nothing serious or related to the previous injury.
Yeah, got to spend a lot of time with Alex Basie these past couple of weeks, and I know he's been working hard to get back.
Steal at the blue line by Johnny Ruiz. He walks in front, fires one high and wide. Simonetta will play it along the near boards. He'll just backhand it through center. Steve Brown chases it down for the HatTricks. We're under 6 minutes to play here in the first period, tied at 2. Edwards from the goal line plays it ahead to Kasich. Kasich and Ruiz, 2-on-2 with the Delaware defense. Shot from Kasich. That's blockered aside by Taylor. Loose in the corner, though, as Ruiz plays it behind to Kasich. He'll try to throw one out in front. Paddled away by Taylor to Municello. And here comes Simonetta. He throws one from the red line, and that goes off the skate of Bonald Porter. Spins around, gets it around Municello. And now Johnny Ruiz trying to find Kasich. That pass was just a bit too far, and that'll go as an icing against the HatTricks.
We've seen a little more of a flow to this game now, and a couple things to talk about. If we missed Casper Dierson, I haven't seen back on the ice since he went down, and Alex Basie obviously just went off to the locker room, so he's not back yet either. Just as I say that, I do see Basie's back of his jersey back on the bench.
That's a good sign. Now, the absence of Dierson, that's why you're now seeing Levesque playing with Shinkarik and Morrissey, breaking up that line that had been so hot coming into this weekend. Johnny Ruiz, who's having a great night tonight, wins the faceoff. Puck lofted through center, knocked down by Jordan Clark. Bouncing puck, though, nearly ended up on the stick of Levesque. Clearing attempt kept in by Shinkarik. He plays it around behind. A little too far for Levesque. Kieran Devine, and he'll battle for it along the near wall. Brennan Young now just banks it off the glass back to center. Gavrick beats Tundle to the puck, and it's still bouncing through the neutral zone. Morrissey gets it and hands it to Levesque. Levesque's backhand pass was behind Morrissey, but he gets it right in front. A nifty move through the legs, and that shot goes wide. And now Brennan Young, again, will just backhand it into the neutral zone, and Patrick Tundle will chase it down. Winds and fires, and Dylan Kelly makes the save as Bolin Porter is able to clear it out. Right on the tape to Morrissey. To Shinkarik. Trying to walk around base. He throws it in front. It was just into the skates of Colin Edwards, and he couldn't get a shot off. Bolin Porter now from the blue line. Shinkarik, quick pass to Morrissey. That hops over his stick. And now Bolin Porter was trying to play it back to Gavrick at the point, but he had abandoned it. So now the HatTricks have to regroup.
Tundle, Young, and Dunford have been phenomenal tonight. I'd say that's been the Thunder's best line through the first period. They've been fun to watch, and Patrick Tundle is absolutely flying.
Colin Edwards battling 3 Thunder players and is able to get it to Listmeyer. Cruz will play it in. He gets bodied by Taylor Cutting. Danbury with a quick change is Bryce Litke. Plays it to Eric Masters. Masters' clearing attempt is kept in by Bronner. Second chance gets it out to McIntosh. Now Masters. He'll walk across the blue line. Avoids the hit from Kasich. Now he'll go to the corner with Listmeyer. Those two have had a couple of good battles already in the game tonight. Taylor Cutting looked like Johnny Ruiz kind of slowed up a little bit, but he got to it. His clearing attempt was kept in by Basie, whose shot goes wide. Loose in the corner. Masters and Listmeyer again go to battle. Puck's in skates. Kasich trying to knock it loose. Now he'll get manned by Taylor Cutting. They continue to battle along the wall. Down to 3:20 to go. Finally, the puck comes free, and Steve Brown will carry it out for the HatTricks. Works around Taylor Cutting across the red line. Now they'll just backhand it in. Aaron Taylor will slow it up for Bryce Litke. Quick change here for the HatTricks. The Shinkarik line back out. Masters is able to get it back to center, but Shea Morrissey knocks it down. Looking for a break. His pass deflected by Demon. And now Simonetta's got it. He'll just fire it into the Danbury zone. Dylan Kelly gloves it down. Gavrick will come back the other way. Gavrick has logged a lot of minutes here in the first period. Shinkarik across the blue line. Morrissey, side angle shot, and that goes wide. Gavrick will pinch in to try to keep, and he does. Marked by Municello, is able to throw it into the slot, and Demon knocks it down. Evgeny coming back the other way for Delaware. 3-on-2, 4-on-2 if they hurry. Simonetta's shot, and that's a great block. Bolin Porter throws it in front, they score! Municello on a beautiful feed from Evgeny Demon puts the Thunder up 3-2.
That's what they need from this line. Simonetta gets it started. Back to Demon. Gino goes cross ice, and Thomas Municello makes no mistake. 3-2 Delaware.
Now, the first 2 goals tonight, we said Dylan Kelly would probably have liked a do-over. That one, he had no chance. Perfect setup, perfect positioning by Municello, being in a perfect scoring position in the slot, putting the Thunder up 3-2 for Thomas, his 5th goal of the season.
Well, Tommy got some new sticks this week. He was pretty excited, so there goes credit to those.
Breaking it in nicely here on a Friday night as Aaron Taylor covers up a shot from just outside the blue line. 2:21 left here in the first period, 3-2.
Well, Tommy Municello is a guy who I think has picked it up the most since losing Marker and Contrado. Tommy's been phenomenal. He gets pucks on net. He's always in the right spot, and he's one of the smartest players you'll see.
Puck comes loose at the side of the net. Dunford fires it around. Ruiz throws one in front. Was hoping for Bronner. But instead, Brennan Young comes back the other way for Delaware. Young will just dump it in. Dylan Kelly will hold it up. He gets forced by Dunford, but Steve Brown's there for reinforcement. 2 minutes to go. Ruiz in the corner battling with Brennan Young. And Bronner comes away with it. He gets bodied by Dunford, but is able to get it back to center. That's where Alex Basie will play. He'll fire one back in. The Thunder will chase. Patrick Tundle gets to it. Goes to the corner with Steve Brown. Puck still loose. Patrick didn't realize it was behind him initially. And Johnny Ruiz is able to clear it out. Not sure how much family's in town for Johnny. Of course, the Clayton, New Jersey native had a great contingent of fans that came down when Danbury was here just a couple of weeks ago. Minute 26 left. Levesque crossed the red line. He'll dump it into the Delaware zone. Colin Edwards goes into chase. Taylor winds it around the board. Shinkarik gets to it first, though. Now he's marked by McIntosh. Basie comes in to help out. Puck loose in the circle. McIntosh gets to it. Backhand pass to Masters. Cutting, who was almost in front of Gavrich. Quick shot and a save, Kelly. As Taylor Cutting goes hard into the corner. But the HatTricks are coming back the other way. Shinkarik crossed the blue line. Ran into his own player, Edwards, but he keeps the puck. Levesque in the circle. Shot, save Aaron Taylor with a blocker. Loose in the corner. McIntosh off the wall. Taylor Cutting into the Danbury zone all alone. He fires and it goes high and wide and back out to center. Simonetta's got to backtrack because Cutting's still in the zone. Finally, he's able to walk it in. He'll fire one and that goes wide. 35 seconds left in the period. Bronner just lofts that one into center. DeCristofaro knocks it down, but Kasich gets to it. Backhand pass to Morrissey. Kicks it ahead to the forehand. Now he'll circle back. Morrissey throws one in front. It was deflected off the stick of Demon, but it goes back behind the net. Simonetta gets to it. He'll at least clear the zone. 15 seconds to go as Bolin Porter chases. Down to 10 seconds. Thunder have a 1-goal lead as we near the end of the first period. Bolin Porter had to circle away from Municello a couple of times. Simonetta got to the puck, threw one at Dylan Kelly. He's able to knock it down. He'll just play it to Bolin Porter, and that'll bring the first period to an end with the Thunder leading 3-2.
Wow, what a period of hockey, Gary. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, it went back and forth like absolutely nuts.
And it's interesting, you talk about how these teams match up. When you look at Danbury, they've got a lot of skill. You mentioned the speed, that they don't want to get into a physical battle. They've got a couple of guys that can body up, the Steve Browns and the likes on their roster. But it's interesting how the HatTricks seem to bring the best out of the Thunder, too. Winning the dump and chase battles, getting the second chances on the rebounds, getting to those loose pucks, which we talked about throughout the year, that winning puck battles has been a constant difficulty for the Thunder, and they're doing a fantastic job of winning those battles tonight.
Absolutely phenomenal job.
Got a little tiny mite action here.
Yeah, some pee-wees on ice, as they say. An absolutely phenomenal job in that first period, Gary. You're 100% right. I mean, it was action-packed. Delaware did all the little things right. Like you said, the biggest thing, winning puck battles, and it started with Patrick Tundle this evening.
Well, and you mentioned it, too, about how Aaron Taylor had to play and stand tall tonight. He's done just that. After that opening goal by Johnny Ruiz, which was a laser beam, if you didn't get a chance to see that, rewind the video after it gets posted later and check it out. It's not one you're going to want to miss. But Aaron Taylor made at least a half a dozen saves in the second half of that period to keep that game tied. That gave the Thunder a chance to get the tie-breaking goal late in the period. So all the keys to the game for you have really kind of played true. You said stay out of the box. Bormanis goes to the box. The Thunder cash in, or the HatTricks cash in on the power play, and then all of a sudden they score another, and they take the lead away from Delaware. You talked about Aaron Taylor having to play well tonight. He's done that. And I mentioned Evgeny Demon, who comes up with a huge assist on the goal to Municello. So if you've got the lottery numbers tonight, I'd appreciate those.
I'm looking for them. But there's a lot going on in that first period. That was action-packed. That was fun, whether you're a HatTricks fan or a Thunder fan. That was the most fun period I think we've seen here at the Dome this season. So a ton of fun to be had in this contest. If you're with us, don't go away. There's a lot to see. Still 40 minutes left.
Absolutely. An evenly played period. Shots were even, 11 apiece. Let's give you the scoring recap. Evan McIntosh scored the first goal 52 seconds in, his sixth of the season, gave the Thunder a 1-0 lead. And then just under 2 minutes later, Johnny Ruiz, who hadn't scored in 10 games finally cracks through last week against Carolina. He scores on an absolute laser to tie the game at 1. That actually was a power play goal. So they'll have to fix that in the official scoring. That was Ruiz's 18th of the season. And then a minute 19 later, Shane Morrissey with a beautiful shot right from the slot to make it 2-1 Danbury. For Morrissey, his 8th goal in his 8th game with the HatTricks. But then Patrick Tundle, just 3.5 minutes later, he, who is returning from suspension tonight, he nets his 4th goal of the season, who beating Dylan Kelly to the 5-hole, and then Thomas Municello on just a beautiful setup from Evgeny Demin at 17:31 of the first. For Mooch, his 5th goal of the year gives the Thunder a 3-2 lead as we head to intermission. Let's take a moment to thank our fine sponsors here of Delaware Thunder Hockey. We'll let you enjoy a little bit more from the Delaware Rough Riders, and then Mikey and I will come back to get you ready for period number 2, live from Thunderdome. It's Delaware 3, Danbury 2. You're listening, or actually you're watching Delaware Thunder Hockey on YouTube.
Come on, Gary.
Delaware Thunder Hockey is brought to you in part by Betsy Ross Pizza, Brimminghorn Meadery, Duck Creek Printing, Gatehouse Media, M&T Bank, Easy Loans Incorporated, The Barn, Harrington Insurance, Big Oyster Brewery, 47 ABC, Delaware Prep Ice Hockey, Bridal Bit Liquors, Charlie's Painting, American Hockey Services, Forever Media, Applebee's Grill and Bar, Robert Webster Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, First Aid Fabrication, Pizza King, Post-Acute Medical, Premier Orthopedic Bone and Joint Care, Holiday Inn Express, the Delaware State Lottery, Planet Fitness, Mission Barbecue, THG Transport Incorporated, the YMCA of Dover, CrossFit Dover, Texas Roadhouse, Urco Ceilings and Interiors, Chick-fil-A, MD Mechanical, Fine Line Website and IT Consulting, Super 8, Alpha Care Medical, and Bay Health. We'll be back with the next period's action coming up. You're watching Delaware Thunder Hockey on YouTube. For Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. We'll be back to the action momentarily. And welcome back to Thunderdome as we get set for second period action between the Delaware Thunder and the Danbury HatTricks. He's Mike Basile. I'm Gary Schofield. Before we talk about what to expect here in the next 20 minutes, let's take quickly a trip around the FHL. Our score here is Delaware 3 and Danbury 2. The Columbus River Dragons are in Mentor tonight. They are tied at 1 after the first period. Port Huron is at Battle Creek. That game also is tied at 1. Watertown has a 1-0 lead at Carolina. No Thunder fans. Ryan Marker did not score. Michael Desjardins found the net for the Watertown Wolves. In that Port Huron Battle Creek game, as of course, I know that there are some Thunder fans that as well have special interest in Brandon Contrato. He also did not score on that play as Stavros Solis scores for the Rumblebees, but former Delaware Thunder netminder Morgan Hudson with an assist on that goal.
Morgan!
Just the
Good to see Morgan doing well over in Battle Creek. He's a great player, but an even better guy, Morgan Hudson, and a ton of the Thunder faithful were upset to see him go.
Yeah.
He was a loyal player. He was a great goaltender. If you needed him, he was always there for you, and he was great at practice. All the guys loved him. So Battle Creek got a heck of a player.
And well, if there's any silver lining to the fact that he's getting more of an opportunity to play than he was getting here, so a chance to really fine-tune his skills and maybe push himself on to the next level. As you know, you have a guy like Aaron Taylor, that door's kind of blocked for you here. So I'm happy for him that he gets a chance to hit the ice a little more often, although we certainly do miss him here in Harrington. All right, a couple of multiple point scorers from that first period. Shinkarik with a couple of assists. He's now got 29 on the year. Shane Morrissey, who's been a scoring machine since joining the HatTricks 7 games ago. This is his 8th game with Danbury. He has a goal and an assist tonight. So now in his 8 games, he has 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points. For the Thunder, pair of assists from Simonetta. He's now got 4 on the year. Evan McIntosh, Thomas Municello have each found the net. Johnny Ruiz with his 18th of the year for Danbury. Do you think it's possible that we get 20 more minutes that were as good as the first?
I would think so. I would hope so. I mean, there's no reason to think not, but that period was so entertaining. And from a coaching standpoint, are you saying, all right, we gotta play better in our D zone? Both teams only gave up 11 shots, which isn't anything crazy, but you look at a couple of the prime scoring, the real estate, the prime A real estate, the Morrissey goal, right out in the slot, had way too much time to get around Taylor and throw it into the back of the net. So you look at that, and then you look at the other way. The Patrick Tundle goal. Could that have been stopped? Probably. The Evgeny Demon goal, not the Evgeny Demon goal, my apologies. Evan McIntosh goal, yes. Thomas Municello, obviously not his fault. The breakdowns were there, though, in the period defensively for sure.
Yeah, so both teams obviously will be looking to tighten it up. Of course, always something to keep an eye on in the second period. The longer shift change to try to get to your bench because you flip sides of the ice. We'll see if that affects either team here. As we get set for the second period of action, again with the Thunder up 3-2. Delaware looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. They haven't won since they beat the Danbury HatTricks on a Saturday night about 4 weeks ago, so they would certainly love to put one in the win column against the Danbury team who just swept the defending FHL champs 3 in a row over the Thunderbirds last week. They are comfortably in first place in the Eastern Division. Is there any chance that they came in and maybe took these Thunder a little lightly in that first period?
They could have. I mean, you see a team that's lost, obviously, 7 in a row, and you look and you probably come in being hot, just beating the Commissioner Cup champs from last year. You're probably thinking, like you said, are we going to be able to bury these guys? Is it going to be one of those games where by the third it's 4-5-0 already? So that's definitely not what happened here.
That's why I would think that the first 5 minutes of this period critical for Delaware to hold that lead, because the HatTricks are going to come out firing here to start period number 2. They've got their top line with Shinkarik, Morrissey, and Levesque, because remember, Casper Dearson left this game about 5 minutes into the first period. He was obviously in some discomfort behind the Danbury bench, hasn't been back since. Bump from Listmeyer on Simonetta as he plays it in deep behind Dylan Kelly. Municello steals the puck, though, tried to get it to Demon. Pass was behind him. Levesque's pass for Morrissey is off his stick, and Cruz Listmeyer plays it into center to Cristofaro, though knocked that down with a high stick, so when Simonetta touched it, that's why we get the whistle just 24 seconds into the frame.
Also ended up hitting off of Eric Masters in the Delaware bench, so no matter what, you're getting a whistle, but unfortunately with the high stick, comes back into Delaware ice.
It'll be a face-off just to the right of Aaron Taylor. 9 saves on 11 shots in that first period. Demon and Ruiz on the draw. Face-off win that bounced right in front of Taylor, but the captain, Charlie Penz, calmly takes it away. Gavrick tried to bang it into the Delaware zone, but the puck hopped under his stick. Bolin Porter with a nifty move to get away from Evgeny Demon. And then a nice little kick pass there from Bronner on the tape of Johnny Ruiz. Tries to work around Penz, gets a shot off. That's paddled away by Taylor. Kasich nearly came away with it in the slot. And now Johnny Ruiz almost stole it off the stick of Demon. It goes all the way down, but they're going to say this is icing off the stick of the Delaware centerman.
Looked like it got tipped on the way out.
I
Not
thought
too
so, too.
sure about that, as you won't get a response, though, here from the officials who skate right back through the other way.
So another face-off coming back in front of Aaron Taylor. The Thunder can't change, obviously, because of the icing, so it'll still be Demon along with Munichella Simonetta. Shinkarik out with Morrissey. This time it's Edwards on the wing. Another face-off win. Nice pass by Morrissey as Bolin Porter was breaking in from his defensive spot. Edwards has the puck behind the net. Tries to spin away from Penz. Charlie Penz, though, tackles him into the corner. Surprised we didn't get a whistle there, as Edwards was still down, and that puck eludes him. DeCristofaro comes away with it. Gets it to Simonetta. Nice backhand pass to Demon ahead to Municello. Into the Danbury zone. Works through Gavrick. His shot deflected and goes into the corner. Was behind the referee for a moment, and Gavrick now corrals.
Well, I know I talk about it all the time in the second period, but it's difficult for the D-men here. As you see, Basie and Kieran did make the change, but if that puck doesn't get deep by Municello, it's tough for Penz and DeCristofaro to get off the ice.
Cutting winds one around. Eric Masters tried to carry it into the Danbury zone, but he missed the puck and would have been offside. So he had to retreat. That gives Bolin Porter a chance to get it out. Kieran Devine with an interception. Masters to Cutting. Taylor Cutting with a shot, and that goes wide. Bolin Porter will take that away for the HatTricks.
This has been Taylor Cutting's best game in quite some time. He's been all over the ice defensively and offensively. A lot of good chances for this line.
Edwards jams it into the zone, but Morrissey couldn't get it. Taylor Cutting now. Backhand pass, jumps past McIntosh, but gets ahead to Masters. McIntosh paid the price, though. Big hit there by Levesque. Masters will just play it in behind the net. Bolin Porter, who had a good first period for Danbury, got to it, and he gets tangled up with Masters. But Johnny Ruiz was able to play it to Kasich, who got a bump from Cutting. And now Levesque comes the other way for Danbury. Into the Delaware zone. Couldn't get around the hip check at Charlie Penz, and that puck gets loose behind the net. They play it around the wall. Taylor Cutting tried to clear, but not out. Stevie Brown keeps it in. He'll hold, walks in, fires one, save Taylor. Rebound loose in the slot, and Levesque couldn't hammer it home. Ruiz now walks in from the far board. Shot saved with the blocker by Taylor, but loose behind the net, and Kasich has it. He's just waiting, walks in front, missed Ruiz with the pass. Brown winds and fires, and that one goes wide, and it looks like it's going to go all the way out to center, and it does. Listmeyer and Cutting come together. Little slash from Taylor, and now we get a whistle. Yep. I think Taylor's going to go off for the slash there. Little stick work as Listmeyer got to the ice.
He's got them both, he says.
He's going Listmeyer too, okay. So coincidental minors will play 4-on-4. Honestly, I didn't see the slash from Listmeyer. I saw it from Cutting. But it must have happened as they came together coming out of the Danbury zone. Listmeyer was going down to the ice. That's when I saw the Cutting slash.
It was a high stick on Listmeyer, which
Okay.
I did see coming out of the zone. That got Cutting up high. He was obviously a little upset. Got the slash up there.
A little more open ice here. You think that benefits the HatTricks?
I would say so, yes.
They're going to go with Bronner and Morrissey, Bolin Porter, as well as Gavrick. Again, he's logged a ton of ice time tonight on the blue line for the HatTricks. Bolin Porter will carry it in with speed. Works inside Charlie Penz. Right in front, backhand, he scores! Kendall Bolin Porter put on a couple of beautiful moves. First to beat the captain and then to get to the backhand and beat Aaron Taylor for his 8th goal of the season, and we're tied at 3.
How good is that, eh? That's absolutely beautiful by number 55, Bolin Porter in white. He gets inside position on the captain, which is not easy to do. Goes to his backhand and scores.
Evgeny Demon comes out with Municello, same group for Danbury. Off the draw, puck's loose along the far wall. Bronner plays it into the Delaware zone. DeCristofaro will chase. Cristo gets to it. Now he'll just carry it around behind the net. Passes ahead to Demon. Demon to Municello. They'll come in 2-on-2. Thomas trying to work around Bolin Porter, the goal scorer, but gets a little support from Gavrick, but Municello gets to the puck. DeCristofaro winds, fires, and a pad save by Dylan Kelly. Puck loose to Bronner. Bronner plays it back to Gavrick. Minute 15 left in the 4-on-4. Bolin Porter goes cross ice Looked like Morrissey was in the zone early. Big hit from Penz on Gavrick, but the puck's loose. Gavrick in the slot. Now Morrissey down low, tried to go through his legs and lost the puck. It's still loose behind the net, though. In the skates of Bronner, DeCristofaro was able to play it along. And now Steve Brown's going to race in from the point to try to beat Demon to the puck, and he does. Morrissey comes away with it. He'll turn back into the slot in the high slot. Working around Evgeny Demon. Now he spins. Nice move through Demon. Walks right out in front. Shot save, Aaron Taylor. Puck loose at the side of the net, and Evgeny Demon will clear to Municello. 35 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Municello will just dump it for a change.
Sorry, Gary. Great save, though, by Taylor as he stayed tight on the post. When a player's coming through the slot like that and they go backside, a lot tougher for a goaltender to make the save.
Shinkarik walks into the zone. Now he'll circle back. Trying to get it back to the point where he was playing to Colin Edwards, but Edwards had pinched in a bit. Simonetta almost got to it, but he gets tripped up. And Dylan Kelly will cover it up. Looks like we're going to get a penalty as well.
Interference is the call. Well, that's not the right call at all. When you have the puck, you can't call interference. It's got to be a hook or a trip, but
well, yeah,
2 minutes nevertheless.
Especially when Edwards was behind Simonetta. I don't know how you call that, but either way, it'll be a power play for the Thunder. It'll be 4-on-3 for 14 seconds, and then to the more natural 5-on-4. First man advantage of the night for Delaware.
4-on-3 is nice. Unfortunately, only 14 seconds. A ton of open ice for Simonetta, McIntosh, Basie, and Penz as they change this up now.
Power play has been a struggle for the Thunder. They're scoring at just an 18% clip on the season, and it's been especially difficult of late. If you remember when Watertown was in just 2 weeks ago, they gave up, I believe, 4 shorthanded goals that weekend with the man advantage. So they'll try to break a 3-3 tie here off the draw. Demon and Bolin Porter. Evgeny Demon gets the win and gets the puck in the corner. Back to Brennan Young. Walks into the high slot. Now Demon in the circle. Trying to get it back to Young. Puck's deflected. Demon gets it back. Down low, Simonetta. Now Evgeny will get into the slot. The other players are out of the zone. Shot was deflected by Demon. Shot by Brennan Young, and another save by Kelly. Loose in front. He gets whacked to the sidewall. Cutting nearly falls, and now it's a 2-on-1 for the HatTricks. Bolin Porter and Levesque. Bolin Porter's shot, or his pass, is deflected by Penz, and then he wipes out. But down to 1:25 now on the power play.
And Taylor Cutting took a spill there, and that nearly was costly.
Brennan Young into the Danbury zone. Gets the puck to Evgeny Demon while avoiding a hit. Evgeny, though, again, just struggled to set up on a power play for the Thunder, and now Levesque steals the puck away, and the Danbury HatTricks come back. Shinkarik in front for Levesque. Backhand save, Taylor, and he covers up, and then Penz throws Levesque down to the ice after the whistle.
With a little bit of theatrics from Levesque on the dive there.
1:05 left on the man advantage with a faceoff coming in front of Aaron Taylor. But again, when Demon gets that puck along the near wall, setting up the power play shouldn't be that difficult.
No, Penz left the point because Demon got double teamed, and as a defenseman, Penz does have to get back. Demon's just got to go behind the net with that, but you can't get stuck in a spot where you can't get out. Along that half wall, puck's got to be away from there. 1, you're not dangerous. 2, it's tough to make a pass with the defenseman stepping down, the forward stepping up.
Simonetta dumps into the Danbury zone. Took a weird bounce on Kelly. Nice glove work there. Can't clear the zone, though. DeCristofaro's shot, though, is blocked by Shinkarik. Now here he comes on a break. 1-on-1 with Aaron Taylor. Walks in, goes to the forehand. Taylor kicks it away. That's 2 big saves on this power play by Aaron Taylor. And now here comes Municello. He'll walk into the high slot. His shot's blocked by Gavrick. He gets to it first, though. To Demon. To the point to Cristofaro. Winds and fires a shot. That one off the toe of Kelly. Simonetta in the circle. Back to the point to Cristofaro. Plays it to Brennan Young in the circle. Holds, shoots, and that one goes wide. And it's going to bounce almost back out to the neutral zone, but instead Evgeny Demon gets to it. Simonetta now. 12 seconds left on the power play. He'll throw it in behind the net. Bronner and Young will battle. Bronner couldn't get it out to Cristofaro at the blue line. Power play coming to an end. His shot deflected by Municello into the corner. McIntosh back to Simonetta. Out of the box comes Edwards. Municello's got the puck behind the net. Nice little pass to Brennan Young. Didn't get much mustard on that shot, and Kelly covers up.
That's what happens when Brennan Young gets some looks on the power play. Brennan's a good player when he's got some time and space. He's very crafty. He's good on the entries, and he's also got a very good wrist shot.
Face-off will come to, appears the right of Dylan Kelly after covering that up. So the HatTricks kill the power play, or the penalty, and the power play continues to be a struggle for Delaware. We're tied at 3, 13-14 left here in the second period. Johnny Ruiz and Evan McIntosh on the draw. false start as the linesman dropped the puck early, apparently. So we'll do it again. Ruiz wins it again. Bolin Porter gets to it in the corner again. Steve Brown now. Off the stick of Morrissey. That goes all the way down. No icing. Kasich and Jordan Clark. They'll battle for it in the corner. Jordan comes away with the puck. Gets it to Kieran Devine. It's a good out by the Thunder. Cutting. Tips that one into the Danbury zone. It bounces in on Kelly, and he'll just cover up. We'll get another face-off.
Taylor Cutting, good to play there. Play at the red line to chip it in deep. If it would have went past the red line, not on net, would have been a bit of icing. And Kieran Devine, a defenseman, we never say much. He's not much in the offensive zone, but it's good. A defensive defenseman, not a name you want to say much. Devine's been great again tonight.
Tundle on the draw with Ruiz this time. Johnny wins another one. And again, Brown will look to break out right on the tape of Ruiz. Backhand pass ahead to Kasich. Kasich, Morrissey, high slot. Nice back check by Dunford. Can't clear the zone, though, as Gavrick does a nice job of keeping in just as he got off the bench. Around the wall, Morrissey loses. Tundle's able to chip it back to center, but Gavrick knocks it down at the red line. Now he gives it away to Tundle. Tundle one-on-one with Bolin Porter. Holds, drops to Brennan Young. Nice poke check by Kasich. Young goes down. No call. Dunford nearly with a steal in the high slot. Instead, Shane Morrissey back the other way for the HatTricks. He'll just feather it in behind the net as the HatTricks go for a change.
That looked like a classic trip to me. Stick down in the skates area of Young. Young goes down, no call. And there's another interference.
Pass misses Young as he again wiped out. Puck still loose along the near wall. Now that gets lofted into the Danbury zone, but it goes off the heating duct above the Delaware bench, and we'll get a face-off at center ice.
Not sure what the officials watching there. Just a classic trip and classic interference. You can't put your arm around a guy who doesn't have a puck and take him down. That's one. And number two, if you get that stick in the skate area of a player and he goes down, that's a trip. So speechless once again here.
Shinkarik wins the draw. Listmeyer, pressured by Simonetta, just has to play it off the wall. Gets it to Carter, who hands it to Levesque, who will dump it in as the HatTricks chase. Edwards gets to it. Backhands it behind the net. Was trying to find Shinkarik. I don't think Carter realized the puck was there. Simonetta's pass just off the stick of Municello. He's in a race with Gavrick. Gavrick gets to it. Edwards and Shinkarik, they bump. That's the second time that they've come together. Pass hole just behind Shinkarik. He could have been on another break. Instead, it'll be icing for Danbury.
Seems like Shinkarik is one of those guys who will sneak out a little bit early and try to get past you. And touching on Morrissey, you see that play. He went in between the legs earlier. He's got that good play, and he's smart. He always knows where to be on the ice. I think, honestly, he could be the most dangerous player on this team.
From what we've seen so far tonight and the points that he's put up in the 8 games that he's played so far this year, and he's got history with Shinkarik as well. They played juniors together at Evansville.
Yeah.
Off the draw, puck loose in the corner. Gavrick's able to play it away from Masters. Now along the near wall, Levesque just chips it to center. De Cristofaro will bang it back in, but McIntosh has to get out of the zone, so a free out for the HatTricks. Levesque will take it on the tape of Edwards. Edwards waiting, throws it through the slot. Was trying to hit Gavrick, who charged in from the blue line, but missed. Edwards shot, not much on it. Levesque at the side of that shot. Save Aaron Taylor. Came loose into the slot, and Charlie Pence is able to play it back to center.
Levesque cannot be that alone in the slot. We got a little mix-up behind the action here. Eric Masters involved. I believe he's involved with Colin Edwards.
Yes. Shot there from Stevie Brown, and that'll be held with the glove by Aaron Taylor. We get a whistle with 10:45 to go.
Getting a little chippy here in the second, Gary.
Remember, Edwards is the one that took down Christers Bormanis after that hit on Kenny Garrett, who unfortunately we haven't seen back yet tonight for the HatTricks either.
They're missing Dearson.
Yeah, no official update on either of those players. For Dearson, it looked more like a leg. Obviously, Garrett went hard into the boards face first on that boarding call from Bormanis, which led him to be ejected from this game. Brennan Young with an outlet pass. Patrick Tundle below the circle, plays it back to Kieran Devine from the slot with a shot. And Dylan Kelly is able to corral that and hold on. It's funny, like right on cue, last shift you were saying, oh, we don't talk about Kieran too much. He's just a steady defenseman. And here he comes with a prime scoring chance.
Well, how good has Patty been tonight? Patrick Tundle's been arguably Delaware's best player. He's got some great vision there. He plays north-south. He's throwing the body around. Patty's doing everything right tonight, except that.
A little too far behind Devine. Had to go back to center to corral that one. So the Thunder will dump it back in. Brown will play it behind the net. Gets it to Bronner. Bronner across to Bolin Porter, who tied this game at 3 with a beautiful rush to the net during the 4-on-4 action. Loose at the blue line. Brown's able to keep it in. Defenseman Devine wipes out for the Thunder. Jordan Clark trying to get to it. Patrick Tundle finally settles it down and gets it ahead to Brennan Young. Young going 1-on-2, trying to get around Steve Brown. So good with that long reach for Brown, and then Bronner gets a hit on Young. Behind the net, Bolin Porter spins away from a Thunder defenseman and gets it back through center. It hops past Jordan Clark. And the HatTricks will take advantage and get a line change.
9:35 to go in the second period, barring a penalty whistle, goal whistle, icing whistle. We will have the media timeout. Sounds like a lot, but it shouldn't be.
Clark fires one in from the wrong side of the red line, but Simonetta's there first. Battling in the corner there with Tim Hanlon. Right in front of Evgeny Demon with a shot from the slot. Dylan Kelly corrals that and holds with 9:19 to play. That should bring us to the media timeout.
And Demon just a bit snake-bitten, as we said. Right there, you see it. That's a shot that Demon's got to finish from that low slot area with all the time in the world.
Hey, hats off to the goaltenders tonight. A shaky start for Dylan Kelly. We mentioned those first 2 goals. He probably would tell you that he should have made those saves. He's made some tough saves tonight. Aaron Taylor's been put in some very difficult positions and has come out on the better end more often than not.
Well, yeah, those couple chances shorthanded are tough for Aaron Taylor. And speaking of Coach Santini, he was asking on the bus back from Danville, how many shorthanded goals have we given up? Because it's 5, 6, too many already for a whole season's worth. So he knows that's something they got to bear down on as we watch Billy McCreary here draw up some plays on the Danbury HatTricks bench.
You know, especially during this 7-game losing streak, the shorthanded opportunities have been by far greater against the Thunder. I just think back to that Sunday against Watertown when it was a 2-2 game. And all of a sudden they gave up 2 shorthanded goals to the Wolves. Watertown added 2 more, and it was just a runaway from there.
Right.
You can't look at an opportunity when you go on the power play and say, oh no, this could actually be an advantage for the other side.
Right, and you see Borman is now behind the Thunder net where goaltender Aaron Taylor is, and not a player you're going to see suspended often. Not suspended, my apologies.
Ejected.
But ejected quite often, thank you. But tonight he is.
Although most ejections that we've seen this year have come coupled with a suspension, so I wouldn't be shocked if we see Christers in street close again tomorrow night.
Right. Well, they will have Paisano back. Right.
Off the draw, Simonetta's shot's blocked by Kasich back to center. Alex Basie dumps it in, as the Thunder Pack affectionately refers to him as Stonehands. Listmeyer fires that over the glass and out of play. That should be a delay of game penalty.
Yes, it is. They got him.
So back to the power play go the Thunder, 0 for 1 tonight, where I think the HatTricks had more chances on that power play than the Thunder did. So Delaware looked to turn that around. Looks like a souvenir for a lucky fan down there in the VIP section.
Yeah, they're very excited about that, which is good to see. And Nicola Levesque now having a word with the official, saying that might have went into the Thunder bench, but it did not go into the bench.
Now it went right over the glass. There's no question about it. Or maybe he's arguing the height of the glass, that the glass should be higher.
He's saying it went into the bench. Basie having a laugh as a couple fans tracked down that puck and found it.
Tell you what, the crowd has filled in nicely tonight.
As they always do, Gary.
Yeah, another good group on hand tonight. Don't forget, you can be a part of the action here at Thunderdome when we go back at it with the HatTricks tomorrow night, 7 o'clock face-off. Tickets available at DelawareThunder.com. Looks like we got things straight now. Power play lineup, Evgeny Demon at center. Municello, Simonetta, Brennan Young on the point with Charlie Penns. Shinkarik is out with Bronner, Steve Brown, and I believe that's Gavrik behind the linesman. It is. Now we're ready to play. As the Thunder look to break a 3-3 tie with 9:06 to go. Demon off the draw, Brennan Young at the point. He holds as Delaware gets set. Back down low to Demon. Evgeny to Simonetta. Mark. Cross ice, Brennan Young right from the circle. Shot, that goes wide. Good setup there from Simonetta. Brennan Young misses the mark.
I like Brennan Young on that far side point where he could step in, have a go from the top of the circle, or move that cross ice to Simonetta or Municello.
1:30 to go as Simonetta carries through center. He'll just dump it in. Dylan Kelly will play it there. Nearly gave it away to Municello. Bronner and Demon battle for it now in the corner, and back to the point to Penz. Penz fakes the shot and holds. Waits for the group to set, and they do. Demon across to Simonetta. Got it on the backhand, though. Awkward position, so he gave it back to Demon. Mark walks in. Now he fires one. That gets deflected either by Brown or Gavrick. Either way, Young plays it. Back to the point to Penz. The captain to Demon in the circle. Back to the point to Penz. He'll wind. Fire one and a save by Dylan Kelly. Not much traffic in front of Kelly. He saw that all the way and is able to make the stop with 56 seconds left in the man advantage.
And that's the problem, which seems to happen quite often with this Thunder team. There's not enough traffic in front. That's something they need on the power play. 55 seconds to go.
Delaware will keep the same group. A change for Danbury as they'll bring out Ruiz, Morrissey, Levesque, and Bolin Porter. Ruiz wins the draw, and Levesque is able to bang it all the way down.
Well, in my opinion, on the power play, there's nothing more important than the face-off, because now you go back down, 10 seconds to regroup, and got to be at least another 5 to gain entry, and that's if you gain it clean.
Demon with a nice pass to get around Ruiz. Municello gives it back to him. Now they're set up. Demon is Simonetta. Simonetta along the near wall holds. Plays it to Demon down low. Evgeny and Simonetta switch. But again, Danbury will let you stay out there all day.
No moving parts. There's no moving parts right now, Gary. Everyone's on the outside. Simonetta's got nowhere to move the puck.
Tried to get one into the slot. It was deflected by Levesque, and again, just valuable time. Winding off the clock. Simonetta finally gets one to Young. Demon to Penz. Penz walks into the circle. Works around Levesque. Throws one in front. It's deflected off Kelly. Municello with a shot. And a pad saved by Kelly into the corner, where Levesque corrals as the power play comes to an end. Listmeyer's out of the box. They do a quick change here as Edwards jumps into the fray. Evgeny Demon comes away with the puck. Tried to lift and bat one in. And I guess the net went off its moorings. We're going to get a face-off there in the right circle. That's that interesting lacrosse-style move that guys are trying to implement into their scoring arsenal.
I like that from Demon. Nobody was open in front. End of the power play, long shift. Either you get the face-off in a cover, or you score the goal, or the net comes flying off, which happens quite a bit here.
It's our first net mooring issue tonight, which is a pleasant change.
Well, Sebastian's on the bench.
That's true. That's true. Devassa Carlson was the one that was having the most trouble with that last time we were here against Watertown. Off the draw, Patrick Tunnell turns and fires, and that one deflects off of Gavrick. Kasich's able to play it through center. Rolling puck. Will it get to the goal line? No icing as they wave it off. Rightfully so. Tondel to Basie. 6:35 left. Deflected in by Cutting. He'll race with Gavrick. Gavrick gets to it first. Short little pass to Shinkarik, just too far off the tape of Kasich, as he'll race with Kieran Devine, who's able to backhand it through center. Shinkarik comes up with it, though, and he'll play it back to Gavrick. Danbury will regroup. That pass to Bronner a bit too far. Basie backhands it back to center. Now Kasich's offside, and we get the whistle.
6:14 to go in period number 2. After a high-scoring first, only one goal in this second period. We're tied at 3. The goal this period was for the Danbury HatTricks, and it came early in the second to get this gridlock. It was Bolin Porter with an absolute beautiful goal.
Absolutely. His 8th of the season. Beautiful move to get around Charlie Penz. And then the deke to get to the backhand to beat Aaron Taylor. 2 penalty kills in the period as well for Danbury. And now that play in from just inside the red line. Morrissey throws it all the way into the netting, so we get another stop.
Right, the Delaware Thunder now looking for the gridlock breaker in this period, I'll say, to get things back swung their way. So all they have to do is keep the lead in the third period against the HatTricks. But as of now, 6:09 to go, a tied game against the Eastern's finest.
Johnny Ruiz and McIntosh on the draw. Ruiz has been phenomenal on the dot tonight. He wins another face-off. And Brown plays it across to Bolin Porter. He's pressured by Brennan Young, but is able to get it back across the zone to Brown. Brown's outlet is knocked down by McIntosh. Brennan Young, nice play there by Morrissey to knock that puck down. Great stick skills for Shane Morrissey being displayed tonight. Brennan Young, though, comes away with the puck, but then loses his edge, and now Morrissey back the other way. 2-on-2 with Levesque. Through the circle, tried to get it into the slot to Cristofaro, knocked it down, and then the pass back for Shinkarik missed, and it goes all the way back to the Danbury zone. Levesque and Jordan Clark exchanging pleasantries.
Beat me to it, Gary. Jordan Clark wearing the bubble on his face still, so obviously he can't drop the gloves, but normally I would say Jordan would have dropped him with Levesque there.
Intercepted by Municello into the Danbury zone. Shot deflected by Brown. Goes off the boards. McIntosh plays it back to DeCristofaro. Daniel will just dump it in deep. Municello gets there first. Works around Bolin Porter into the slot, trying to find Masters. Couldn't get it on the backhand, though. DeCristofaro with a shot. That deflects off McIntosh, loose in the slot. Morrissey is able to corral for Danbury and turn back the other way for the HatTricks. Works through McIntosh. He now goes to the bench. Now he's one-on-one with DeCristofaro. Good stick work there by Cristo to get it away from Morrissey initially, but now the puck's bouncing behind the net, and Daniel's able to carry it away. Long outlet pass to Simonetta. He loses it but gets tripped up, and we're going to get another penalty on Listmeyer. It's a hook this time, and he'll go to the box, and the Thunder will go back to the power play, and Edwards is arguing that call.
Listmeyer can't stay out of the box tonight. He might as well set up a bed and set up shop in there because he spent an awful good amount of time in the box.
Edwards still upset with the call. But, I mean, players came together. Simonetta's in a scoring position.
Got some bad blood on the Danbury bench right now. Shinkirk yelling at somebody on the bench. I heard a lot of four-letter words that we can't say. Coach McCreary not happy as well.
Well, you never want to have infighting on your team. Now the referee's not even paying attention as the puck drops because he's barking at the Danbury bench. Off the draw, Evgeny Demon. The call was hooking on Listmeyer. Shot from the point, deflected. Municello with a rebound chance. Kelly, I think, got a piece of that as it comes loose to the near wall. And now here comes Johnny Ruiz. He and Bronner. Nearly a 2-on-1. Ruiz works into the slot. Shot, pad save, Aaron Taylor. And Charlie Penns picks up the rebound as the Thunder come back the other way. Municello into the Danbury zone. Man, nice stick work initially. Still to keep the puck through three Danbury defenders. And now the Thunder have themselves set. Simonetta behind the net. He'll look, throws one in front. That's sticked away by Kelly, but Brennan Young's able to keep at the blue line. He'll wind and fire. That one goes high and wide. Gets around the boards, back to the captain, Charlie Penns. He'll play it to Simonetta on the near circle. Simonetta holds, waits. Cross ice for Young. Bouncing puck, had to settle it down. Now Demon in the circle. Back across. Simonetta, a shot. And that one was wide. And then it goes off the wall in the backhand pass from Municello. Missed by Demon, back to center.
And Simonetta's just got a one-time that one. Fired into the back of the net.
Brennan Young gives it away. Johnny Ruiz, another good shorthanded chance and another big save by Aaron Taylor as he just paddles that into the corner. Way too many shorthanded chances again tonight.
Absolutely unacceptable if you're the Delaware Thunder, and it's something that has to get fixed. The turnovers on the power play can't happen. There can't be as many 2-on-1s as we've seen.
30 seconds left, and now Brian Dunford gets a chance to play on the power play unit. Eric Masters to Tundle to Cristofaro. Fakes the shot and throws it across to Dunford. If only he were a right-hand shot, he could have one-timed that. Instead, he throws it around behind, and Levesque comes away with it. 2-on-2 here with Shinkarik. That puck goes off the stick of Shinkarik, and then Masters will get to it in the corner. Pass to McIntosh. That's going to just about do it for the power play as Dunford gets into the Danbury zone. Shot save by Dylan Kelly as he'll hold for the face-off, and seemed like he had a couple of words for Dunford on the way by.
Dylan Kelly not happy, barking at the ref as well after the spray shower from Brian Dunford.
So that's three power plays or penalties killed by the HatTricks in this period. But if anything, it keeps them in, on the defense, even though they've come up with some shorthanded chances. And again, the discussion continues between the official and the Danbury bench to the point now where we actually have a stop.
Billy McCreary, you could hear him. I don't know if you could hear him on the headset, but he's very unhappy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a question about getting line change here in before the face-off, or probably not happy with the penalty call either, but at this point you killed it off. Off the draw, Listmeyer plays it around. Colin Edwards has it there. Nearly stolen from behind by Taylor Cutting. Masters fumbles the puck, though. Shane Morrissey's got it. He'll give it off to Listmeyer. Backhands it ahead to Edwards. 2:20 to go. Giveaway, Masters. Skates around a defender but lost the puck. Gets it back to Taylor Cutting, who threw it into the slot, but he found Colin Edwards instead of a teammate. Edwards hands off to Kasich. Kasich will cross the blue line, try to work around Alex Basie. Side angle shot. Taylor got a piece. Gavrik keeps in at the point. To Edwards in the corner. Beautiful pass in front. Kasich with a shot, a pass to Morrissey, and he scores from just above the goal line. Beautiful feed from Kasich, and the HatTricks go up 4-3.
It was just a beautifully set up play, and when Morrissey has that much room to shoot, he's not going to miss the net, and he did not there. 4-3 HatTricks.
Second goal of the night for Morrissey, 9th of the season. He's got 3 points tonight as Kasich gets on the board for the first time with the assist. I think Gavrick might get a helper on that one as well. We'll wait for the official scoring, though. So Danbury's taking a 4-3 lead with 1:56 left here in the second period.
Their second lead of the night, Gary.
Off the draw, Demon. I don't even think Ruiz was on the dot when that puck was dropped. Loose at center. Bronner will play it in for Danbury. Taylor holds it up there for Jordan Clark. 1:45 to go in the second period. Kieran Devine now looks to walk it out. His pass initially through the feet of Jordan Clark, and then he gives it away to Gavrick at center. That's chopped in by Bronner. Kieran Devine gets to it for Delaware. Pass to Simonetta, goes off the heel of his stick. Ruiz sidesteps a hit from Devine, but the puck goes back to center. Danbury would have been offside. They've got to retreat. 1:18 to go now as Demon plays it.
Delaware needs to find the back of the net in this next 1:10. This second period shifted the whole momentum of the game.
Demon walks right into the Danbury zone. Nifty move to hold the puck, and now he tried a backhand pass, but Bolin Porter deflected that. Levesque's able to chop it ahead to Gavrick. Gavrick, nice little drop pass. Shinkarik. Now Levesque in the circle. Throws one in front. Shinkarik got a stick on it, but Taylor made the save. Under a minute to go. Danbury smelling blood. Shinkarik around behind. Side angle shot, and that's off the shoulder of Taylor. Levesque goes down with a little help from Devine. And now Municello. He gets stripped by Levesque. Levesque fans on the turning shot, and Municello will carry it out. 35 seconds to go. He'll just loft it into the Danbury zone and go for a change. Bolin Porter, he loses his edge. Nearly lost the puck, but now he covers it with his hand. Puck came free, and Gavrick will carry it out. Break there for the HatTricks. Gavrick crosses with Morrissey, spins back, 15 seconds to go. Morrissey in the circle. Works through 2 defenders, gets it to Brown. 10 seconds now. Behind the net, Bronner. Flips one in front. Jordan Clark got a glove on it, and that'll just about do it for the period. As Patrick Tundle gets to the neutral zone, he'll wind and fire one. That was deflected by Listmeyer. And that brings us to triple zeros on the clock. 2 goals put up by the HatTricks here in period number 2, and we'll go to our second intermission with Danbury leading 4-3.
4-3 HatTricks, 2 goals in the period, like you said, both to this Danbury HatTricks team. Delaware needs to regroup, find a way to put a couple in, and figure this out.
And they'll look at it as a period of missed opportunity. You had 6 minutes of power play time where, I don't have the official number here, but I believe the HatTricks had more scoring chances than the Thunder did with the man advantage.
Exactly right. Delaware just unable to put the puck into the back of the net, and obviously we know that's been a problem. With 3 goals in the first period, you feel like things are looking up, but unfortunately in this contest the second period did not go their way.
Official scoring here for the second period summary. We'll get those for you here in just a second, but remember to stick around for period number 3. And don't forget, these 2 teams will go right back at it tomorrow night right here at the Thunderdome. Tickets available at DelawareThunder.com. The HatTricks outshoot Delaware in that second period 12-9. First goal came 3:07 in. Kendall Bolin Porter, his 8th of the year. Vladislav Gavrick and Shane Morrissey with assists. So Morrissey actually a 4-point night tonight. 2 goals, 2 assists, as he was able to score the lead goal for the HatTricks with assists from Matthias Kasich, a beautiful pass, and Colin Edwards gets a helper as well. So that's where we stand after 40 minutes of play. Danbury 4, Delaware 3. We'll take a moment to thank our fine sponsors, then Mikey and I will come back. We'll get you an update from other scores around the FHL. Plus, I'll ask Mikey how excited he is about XFL football starting tomorrow. Maybe we'll get a minute of that in.
Can't wait.
During the intermission. That's coming up, but first, we've got to say thanks to the fine businesses that have helped us get this inaugural season of Delaware Thunder hockey to be all that it can be. So we'll thank them, and then we'll come back for period number 3. Danbury 4, the Thunder 3. You're watching Delaware Thunder hockey on YouTube and at federalhockey.com.
Delaware Thunder hockey is brought to you in part by Betsy Ross Pizza, Brimminghorn Meadery, Duck Creek Printing, Gatehouse Media, M&T Bank, Easy Loans Incorporated, The Barn, Harrington Insurance, Big Oyster Brewery, 47 ABC, Delaware Prep Ice Hockey, Bridal Bit Liquors, Charlie's Painting, American Hockey Services, Forever Media, Applebee's Grill and Bar, Robert Webster Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, First Aid Fabrication, Pizza King, Post-Acute Medical, Premier Orthopedic Bone and Joint Care, Holiday Inn Express, the Delaware State Lottery, Planet Fitness, Mission Barbecue, THG Transport Incorporated, the YMCA of Dover, CrossFit Dover, Texas Roadhouse, Urco Ceilings and Interiors, Chick-fil-A, MD Mechanical, Fine Line Website and IT Consulting, Super 8, Alpha Care Medical, and Bay Health. We'll be back with the next period's action coming up. You're watching Delaware Thunder Hockey on YouTube. For Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. We'll be back to the action momentarily.
And we welcome you back into the Thunderdome for period number 3 between the Danbury HatTricks and the Delaware Thunder. The East leading HatTricks jump out to a 4-3 lead after scoring a pair of goals in that second period. We'll give you the second period scoring summary in just a moment. But first, let's check around the FHL tonight. Port Huron is opened a 3-1 lead over Battle Creek. Columbus was down 1-0 early at Mentor. They've scored 5 unanswered. The River Dragons lead 5-1. Watertown and Carolina in a battle. That game tied at 2. Danville leads Elmira 2-1 as that game is heading to the third period. In that Watertown game, of course, it's Ryan Marker's first game as a member of the Watertown Wolves. He has not registered a point tonight for Watertown in his first night out. Thunderbirds, who only had 1 loss through the first 18 games of the season, looking to avoid a 4-game losing skid if they can beat Watertown tonight after dropping 3 in a row to Danbury last weekend.
Wow. That wild west out there. Nothing against those teams, but I think the East is a little stiffer over here, Gary.
Well, Danbury would certainly attest to that. You've got the first place HatTricks against the last place Thunder, and we've got a 1-goal game going into the third period. In that second period, Kendall Bolin Porter tied the game with his 8th goal of the season for Danbury. Assists on the play by Gavrick and Shane Morrissey. Shane Morrissey then scored his 9th goal of the season. Kasich and Edwards with the assists. Morrissey a 4-point night as we head into the third period as he's got 2 goals and 2 assists.
Now you play 20 minutes for the rest of your lives, as they say, Gary. 20 minutes to make up a 1-goal lead. 20 minutes, you play your heart out, put it all on the line. I know you got one tomorrow as well, but this is such an important game for the Thunder. Mentor's losing, obviously, to Columbus. Delaware needs to start making up points ASAP. They needed to take 1 in Danville last weekend. Unfortunately, they did not. They had the victory escape them on Friday night.
And we're underway in the third period. Evgeny Deminin comes away with the puck, and he'll just fire it into the Danbury zone. Dylan Kelly paddled it down, but then the puck came loose. Bolin Porter's had a good night tonight. Is able to get it back to center. Pass stolen, though, by Municello. Now that goes off the stick at DeCristofaro. Now it's loose at the red line. In the skates of Evgeny Demin, and Levesque able to get it head to Morrissey. Morrissey plays it around the captain. Levesque in the corner. Bang by DeCristofaro. Puck comes loose in the slot. And now we get a whistle as the net came off its moorings.
That's awful. The puck's coming out the other way. The net's barely off, and they blow it dead. The net's already back on. Nobody needs to touch it. Absolutely awful. Can't happen.
30 seconds into the frame. Our first whistle.
It's professional hockey. That just can't happen. You don't blow the puck dead when it's coming out the other way. 3-on-2 taken back.
Off the draw, Bolin Porter. Shot by Kasich. Didn't get much on it. Now here comes Municello. His pass a little too far for DeCristofaro. And Gavrick backhands it to Kasich. Kasich carries it around his own net. Now he'll just drop it back to Gavrick as the HatTricks will hold here. Look for a breakout. Gavrick continuing to hold. Finally passes off to Bolin Porter, who will carry it out of the zone. His long pass knocked down by Taylor Cutting, but he gets it back. Now he tries to work around the Thunder forward. Bronner tried to keep it into the blue line, couldn't. Listmeyer plays it to Kasich, who will just dump it in. Alex Basie's after it there. Basie across to Devine. Good to see Alex back on the ice. His first game back since the 10th game of the season. He's been out for several weeks with a hand injury.
And I think he's played mighty fine tonight, Gary.
Sure. Sometimes you got to wonder, how are the legs? You haven't seen game action in a while, but Alex has kept up pretty well. 18:25 to go as Listmeyer plays it back through center. Alex Basie gets to it there. Across for Devine. Devine off the wall. Eric Masters on the tape to McIntosh. Evan, his shot's deflected by Bolin Porter, loose in the corner. McIntosh back to Masters. Eric will walk around behind the net. Now he'll reverse. Try to get it to McIntosh in front. Bolin Porter, though, kept McIntosh's stick off the puck. Charlie Pence keeps it in at the blue line. He battles with Shane Morrissey there. Taylor Cutting and Stevie Brown. Taylor is able to kick it ahead to Eric Masters. Eric in the corner tried to backhand it to the point. Shane Morrissey comes away with it. Nice little touch pass. Shinkarik now. Back to Morrissey. Morrissey in the circle. Drop pass Shinkarik. Poked by Dunford and is able to break it free. And Charlie Pence looks to clear. Bolin Porter keeps it in at the blue line. Pens will have another chance, though. Ahead for Patrick Tundle. Tundle lost the puck, though, as he looked to work around Gavrick. And Gavrick will bring it back the other way for Danbury.
Look at Gavrick, the big man, the defenseman flying through the zone.
Well, remember the last time Danbury was here, he was playing on a wing. But I guess with the absence of Atwell, they moved him back to the blue line tonight, and he's done a fantastic job, as he's had to have played about 25 minutes in this game already.
Ryan Dunford knows that feeling quite a bit, playing both sides of the ice, offense and defense.
Patrick Tundle couldn't keep his skates at the blue line. He fell into the zone, and that's what caused the offside, although I think he's, at least his glare is telling me that he wanted to tell that official that he didn't fall on his own there.
I think it was more just a tie-up, though, that time around.
Right. Off the draw, Brennan Young comes away with the puck, tried to get through Listmeyer. Instead, it's Dunford with a quick shot. And Kelly's able to hold that against his chest and wait for another face-off.
Brown went down. I would have loved to see Dunford step in another step or two. And he had Brennan Young as an option as well. Instead of just firing that away, that's the defenseman instincts in him.
17:03 to go in the third. HatTricks up 4-3. Johnny Ruiz wins another face-off. But then Simonetta steals the puck away from Listmeyer. Johnny Ruiz comes in to help out. Now he gets poke-checked by Municello. Municello with a shot, he scores! Thomas Municello with his second of the night. Beats Kelly to the blocker's side, and we're tied at 4.
That's how good Municello could be. He's been red hot of late, and he stays red hot. 4-4. Thomas Municello ties things up.
6th goal of the season for Mooch. But credit to Simonetta. I'm not sure that he'll get an assist on that play, but he was able to tie up the defender there in the circle, and Municello just came to the loose puck, wound and fired, and beat Kelly blocker side.
Those new sticks, I'm telling you, Gary, there's something in those new CCMs that he's got.
Shinkarik wins the draw. Colin Edwards goes cross ice, but his pass knocked down by Evgeny Demin. Delayed offside here, so Delaware plays it back to center. I don't know that Evgeny saw that puck as it bounced past him, and Bolin Porter plays it to Gavrick. Kasich loses, but is able to jab it into the Delaware zone. Back near the blue line, but not out, so this play is onside. Basie gets a little help from the ref there with a pick on Edwards to Simonetta. Simonetta, though, can't clear it. Kasich, pass, Edwards, holds, shot, knocked down by Basie. Taylor Cutting brings it back the other way. 2-on-2 with Simonetta. McIntosh joining the rush, but Simonetta's offside.
Was he, though?
Yeah, just a step too quick.
And Simonetta does raise his hand in apology. It was mighty close. Usually the ones that close, they let go. Not tonight. Good call by the linesman.
Well, I think it's one of those things when you're playing with a new line. I think this is the first time Taylor and Simonetta have played on the same line. Maybe you're not able to gauge your line mate's speed as much.
Right.
Taylor's not the fastest skater in the world. He'd be the first to tell you that. And I think, Mark was just a shade too fast there. Big hit. Eric Masters and Listmeyer bang in the corner. Puck comes back to Cruz. Now loose along the wall as Levesque is harassed by McIntosh. Comes free behind the net, and Levesque will reverse and try to carry out that way for Danbury.
This might be a game Listmeyer wants to forget about. A lot of penalties. He's been throwing the body around, but a lot of time he's been on the poor end of it.
Aaron Taylor looks to clear around the boards. Cutting didn't see the puck, so Morrissey's able to keep it in. Levesque in the corner takes another bump. Bronner with a side angle shot. That's knocked down by McIntosh. Oh, and that's a board. Yes, thank you. Bronner boards Cutting. Jordan Clark comes in, and now Stevie Brown takes him down. That's a despicable play by Bronner. That was clearly a board. He stopped, waited for Cutting to turn, and took him in. And I tell you what, I'll give Taylor a ton of credit here for not going at Bronner, knowing his team's going to have a power play.
Bronner's upset now that the stick's getting pushed away, and now Cutting's telling Bronner to come get it. I'm not sure if Delaware will be up a man, though, after the play from Clark afterwards. He had a late shot on Bronner. We'll see if he's going to go.
Yeah, that could wipe it out, because I don't think Brown's going to get a penalty for what he did. But similar to the action in the first period, when Edwards went after Bormanis after the boarding. Now Charlie Pence has some words for Bronner. Oh, and now I remember what happened last time from Taylor Cutting. So I have a feeling it's not the last time we've seen those two come together tonight.
Bronner went to the box, not out of the game. I thought that's a major. There was
I agree.
No two ways around that being a major in my book.
I mean, that was clear intent. It's not, the puck wasn't in play there. I'm all for good, hard, physical hockey, but that's just uncalled for. The puck's not even near the play. And he cross-checks him right in the back with his face against the glass. That's the kind of stuff that needs to get out of the game.
It's a dangerous check. And I'm pretty sure I just heard Charlie Penn say 4-on-4.
Well, I think you're right. I think Clark is going to get a rough, which will probably negate the boarding. They're going to put Brown in the box as well. So I guess Brown's going to get a roughing as well.
That might be the only penalty difference we see here. Jordan Clark's in the box, and like we said, with the bubble, he can't fight. That's all he could do is push down Bronner.
They may be discussing what they're going to hand Bronner here on his penalty.
Right.
If Brown and Clark are both getting roughing minors.
I think Bronner, completely unbiased either way, if it was the other way and it was Cutting hitting Bronner, I would have said the same thing, and I know you would have. 5-minute major on that one. The Bormanis one I thought was close. I said possibly double minor because, honestly, I thought there was going to be some blood.
Well, and he did get a major penalty.
Yes, he did. He got a game misconduct.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, obviously, call it how we see it is what we do here.
Well, and here's the interesting thing about that one. That was a major penalty because of the result of the hit, not necessarily the intent.
Right.
And I know that there are going to be a lot of people that'll say, well, you can't tell what somebody's intentions were. I clearly saw what Bronner's intentions were with that hit, and that was to board Taylor Cutting.
Right. We'll see what the officials say. They have the last word, obviously. Can't hear him, unfortunately, from up here. Charlie Penn shaking his head as well. I agree with Charlie Penn, so that's not a good hit.
No. So at the very least, he's going to get 2. I almost wonder if maybe they'll compromise here, give him a double minor.
Well, it's taken a little too long in my book. I mean, this is what This is what the officials need to get moving a little quicker on. I know it's a tough play. There was a lot that happened afterward, but they got to figure it out. And I like that they do talk to the captains of both teams after the fact.
So the decision's been made. We'll wait for the signal here. See, that's the only downside when they have these conversations close to the glass here. They don't actually do the hand signals. They just talk through the circle.
Right, yeah.
So, and then usually play has begun before the PA actually makes the announcement. So we sometimes get the actual call a little bit late.
Well, it looks like it's just going to be as simple as the Bormanis play. 2 minutes one way, and that's it.
So it probably shakes out that Bronner gets a double minor for the board.
Clark and Brown for the rough. Clark's got 5 on the board.
5 for fighting.
No, it can't be a fight if it's up on the board. That's a major on Jordan Clark.
Third man in, maybe?
I don't know, because it was Clark and Bronner to start.
Well, let's see. Let's see how quickly our statistician Jeff is. But so Brown's got a minor.
Brown and Bronner have minors. Clark has the only major.
So now the penalty to Bronner and Brown, they'll run concurrently?
Yeah, it'll be a 4-on-3 for Delaware to start, but then it's going to be a 5-on-4 for 3 minutes for Danbury, where they could score at will.
So a play that at the start should have turned into an advantage for the Thunder. And this is where, you know, I'm for standing up for your teammate. But unfortunately.
And Clark's gone.
Clark's gone?
Jordan Clark is gone from the game.
And Coach Penns, I heard him from the bench say, how are you going to throw 2 of my guys out of the game, yet he gets a double minor for the board? Wow.
Well, Clark's gone from the contest.
Well, here's the question, though. If you're going to give Clark a game misconduct for what he did, how is Edwards still in the game? Because Clark did the same thing that Edwards did when Bormanis had the boarding penalty in the first period. That just doesn't make any sense.
Right, well.
And Jordan Clark never even got any punches off. Edwards at least got punches off.
Edwards got his 5-minute major for fighting. Edwards got his money worth there, I guess you could say. But it's a 4-on-3, so Delaware will start up a man, and then it'll be a HatTricks power play for 3 minutes.
And it's a major, so that doesn't get erased on a goal. So it's all that more imperative for the Thunder to cash one in here. Because you got to figure in 3 minutes of power play time, it's going to be next to impossible to keep the HatTricks off the board.
Oh, yeah. You know we'll see Shinkrich. You know we'll see Morrissey. You know we'll see Levesque.
Brennan Young walks right in and takes a point-blank shot. Covered up by Kelly, but not really, although he got the whistle.
Evgeny Demon just shakes his head and throws his hands up in disgust, as that puck still did look free, but Kelly eventually did cover up.
15:02 left in the third. A minute 38 of power play time to go here.
Delaware really needs to get one here.
Off the draw, Pens keeps it in at the blue line. He'll wind and fire, and a block by Gavrik. But the puck stays in the zone momentarily. Finally, the Hat-Tricks get it back to center, and now it's a 2-on-1, although a good back check by Young. Now a quick shot by Levesque, and it goes in. Taylor initially made the save. It popped up into his back and then rolled into the net. So again, a short-handed goal on a 4-on-3 power play gives the Danbury HatTricks a 5-4 lead.
And that's one that Aaron Taylor would want back. He's got that 10 out of 10 times, you got to say. Just bounced up on him weird, hit his back, and rolled in behind him.
For Nikola Levesque, his 16th of the season. Puts the HatTricks up 5-4, minute 21 left on the man advantage. So again, even that much more important to get one now.
Gary, I will say this. Aaron Taylor has bailed this team out plenty of times.
Oh,
now
yeah.
It's their turn to help out the goaltender, Aaron Taylor.
Well, and again, it's another example of giving up an odd man rush on a power play. Evan McIntosh to Municello. Stops. Back to the point to DeCristofaro. Daniel Wines fires. That's knocked down by Morrissey, but then Municello took a shot. It went wide, and it'll come all the way back to center, where DeCristofaro will have to play it there. 55 seconds left on the power play. McIntosh turns, gets it to Municello. Tom walks into the circle, holds, back to the point. Cristofaro waits. His shot again, deflected. Goes behind the net. Now in front, Municello nearly with a golden opportunity. Simonetta back to Municello, and a great sliding save by Dylan Kelly with the pad. DeCristofaro back to Municello in the circle. DeCristofaro winds and fires. That's knocked down in front. Shinkarik with the block. Now Bolin Porter gets it back to center. McIntosh with a quick pass. It was behind Simonetta. 20 seconds left on the power play. And Bolin Porter's able to play it all the way down. It bounces on Taylor. He'll paddle it aside. Long pass out to McIntosh, but he missed him. Now they'll say he got a piece of it, so no icing. But that'll just about do it for the power play. 5 seconds left on the penalties to Brown and Bronner. Johnny Ruiz now. 3 minutes of power play time for Danbury. Works around to Cristofaro. His shot, though, goes high and off the glass. Gavrik battling with Demon. Evgeny trying to clear, and he does.
Well, we talk about special teams being an Achilles heel of late for Delaware. There's a big example of it. 4-on-3 they don't execute on. Not only do they not execute, they give up the game different. I can't say winning goal, but the game opening goal right now.
Winding it around the boards. Levesque gets to it in the corner. Can't get it through the captain, and Charlie Pens clears it all the way down. 2:25 left on the major penalty to Jordan Clark. Dylan Kelly leaves it behind as the HatTricks make a change. Morrissey, Bolin Porter join Levesque and Bronner along with Ruiz. Cross-ice pass off the boards. Morrissey has it there. Back to Levesque. Levesque in the corner. Throws it back to the point, but he missed Bolin Porter. And it goes all the way back into the Danbury zone. 1 minute has been killed off this major penalty.
Well, this has become quite the rivalry between the HatTricks and the Delaware Thunder. Two different teams. Delaware, a gritty, hard-nosed team, and Danbury more your flashy, high-scoring team.
Shinkarik's shot was deflected by Pens, came all the way back to the point to Morrissey. Shinkarik's got it again, throws it into the corner to Levesque. He gets bumped by Kieran Devine. Back towards the blue line. Good keep by Bolin Porter. Now he gets it through Demon back to Morrissey. Morrissey behind the net, Levesque. Levesque poke checked by Kieran Devine, but Bolin Porter's there. He turns around. McIntosh throws one into the slot. Saved Aaron Taylor, but now the puck's loose behind the net. Morrissey has it. Looking for someone in front. Back to the point. Shinkarik just inside the blue line. Plays it back to Morrissey at the circle. Works around Pens. Oh, good stick work, though, by the captain. As he rifled that stick around, was able to get the puck off the stick of Morrissey and then bang it all the way down.
That's a veteran play by the defenseman. It looks like he's beat and out of it. He swings that stick around like a javelin, doesn't take a tripping penalty, and moves it forward.
Under a minute left on the major penalty. Morrissey across the zone to Ruiz. Johnny Ruiz, though, gets the puck stolen away by Brennan Young. Steve Brown retreats, gets it back to Ruiz. He works around Basie, through the slot. In front, Morrissey. Shot goes high and wide. Over the shoulder at Taylor. Simonetta only to the blue line, but now is able to get it back to center. Brendan Young took a swing at it and missed. Kasich to Morrissey. Trying to get through Dunford. Second chance, gets a shot. Loose in front, and Taylor covers up with 27 seconds left on the man advantage.
Matthias Kasich is livid right now. It looked like the loose arm of Alex Basie or Brian Dunford. I'm not too sure who it was. They were both in the play. Was around him when he tried to fire that puck home. He is not happy. Kasich going to the bench.
So 27 seconds left on this power play. Danbury leading 5-4, had a chance to really kind of ice the game with 3 minutes of nonstop power play time. But a couple of good saves by Aaron Taylor, some good defensive zone work by the Thunder. Bolin Porter, Kasich in the circle, walks in, throws it in front, as then Taylor tries to go across the crease. He knocks the net off its moorings as Colin Edwards was waiting on the doorstep.
It was a good save by Taylor, too. Not that it counted or anything, but it's still a big save for the goaltender, Aaron Taylor, making a couple big saves on this penalty kill after giving up the one that I'm sure he'd like to have back.
18 seconds left. Kasich and Municello on the draw. Kasich walks right through Municello, but then loses the puck, and Thomas is able to clear it all the way down. Under 10 seconds remaining. He should just about do it.
Big kill.
Dylan Kelly holding the puck, absolutely. That's a major specialty teams victory for the Thunder. Gavrik working around to Cristofaro. Spins it back. Edwards throws it in front. Kasich with a second shot, and that went wide. Charlie Penz ahead to Masters. Patrick Tundle. His shot's knocked down by Bronner. Big hit by Bronner on Tundle, but the puck comes loose to Masters. Tried to find Municello in the slot, but the pass was deflected. Municello's able to knock that down, but couldn't corral it. In the skates of Kasich, and he gives it back to the Thunder. To Cristofaro. Tundle will just chip it into the Danbury zone. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Bolin Porter. Shinkarik works through Taylor Cutting. Pass a little too hot for Levesque. Basie now will wind it around, but Shinkarik's there. He'll backhand it along the boards. Levesque trips up. Now we get a whistle as the net came off as Levesque's going to say Taylor tripped him, which I'll be honest with you, I think he may have.
And that's not even off.
The other side was. Taylor already fixed it.
You don't need to blow it dead then. Jeez, man.
So we'll get a face-off. Looks like they're going to bring
timeout.
Oh, that's right, media timeout. They're bringing a face-off outside of the Delaware zone. All right, so if you're Coach Charlie Penz, you're obviously annoyed about the ejections. You're disappointed that you gave the shorthanded goal. What are you telling your guys now? 9:34, you're down one.
Forget it. It's a one-goal game. You got to score a goal. It's as simple as that. Put the pressure on, push. You know the Danbury team's going to play solid in their own zone. You know they're going to work hard. You know they're going to keep everything away from the front of the net. You got to find a way to grind it out, get pucks on net, get a couple big bodies there. Masters Cutting. They got to live in front of the net right now.
And if you're Danbury, I don't see any reason why you would change anything that you're doing to try to protect this lead, right?
Nothing. I mean, they're playing really good hockey in this period. You got to think, you got the Municello goal, which you can't even call it a breakdown. It was a blocked shot that came right onto the stick of Municello,
right.
And that's what happens when you work hard. You get pucks to the front.
So we'll see. 9:34 to go. The Thunder trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. The HatTricks trying to extend their winning streak to 4 straight. The Thunder will go with Masters, McIntosh, and Cutting. Levesque out with Shinkarik, Listmeyer. Morrissey will go back to the point here on the draw. Stalemate. McIntosh is able to shuffle it along to Devine. Devine to Cutting. Gets it through center, but Brown will play it in the Danbury zone. Plays it back behind his own net where Cruz Listmeyer picks it up. He'll play it to Levesque. Back to Listmeyer. Gets a bump from Cutting there. Levesque, though, loses the puck. McIntosh with the steal. Spins away. Back to the point. Alex Basie winds and fires, and that puck's knocked down. I think it got Taylor Cutting before it got to Shinkarik. Now Cutting in the slot. His shot goes high and wide. Puck bounces over the stick of Masters on a rebound attempt. Now it's loose. Right in front. McIntosh's shot. Save Kelly. And now we get a whistle as the nets come off its moorings. Couple of real prime chances there for the Thunder. I think really only one of those shots actually got to Dylan Kelly.
Yeah, it was a good push, and it started with Evan McIntosh, who's probably the hardest worker on this team. McIntosh, you see him late after practice. He gets out on the ice early as well, and he's always putting in the extra work, and it pays off there.
8:51 to go. Of course, McIntosh tallied his 6th goal of the season to get the scoring underway tonight, just 52 seconds into the action. Johnny Ruiz wins another face-off. He has been dominant in the circle tonight. Puck comes loose at center. Now Brennan Young gloves it down for Delaware. Nearly got through Gavrik, but a good recovery by the Danbury defenseman, and here comes Johnny Ruiz the other way. Works through 2 defenders, and a great save by Aaron Taylor with the right pad, but the puck comes to Gavrik. He's being marked by Dunford, throws it into the slot. Bronner with a turning shot, and that goes wide. Johnny Ruiz got to it, though, and played it into the corner to Kasich. Kasich goes over to Bronner, throws it in front off the paddle of Taylor, and now it's loose, and Tundle's got it. Patrick Tundle turns, just throws it back towards neutral ice. Johnny Ruiz nearly knocked that down. Puck still loose in the skates of Dunford. Finally, the Hat-Tricks go for a change as Charlie Penns has the puck go right through his skates.
Delaware's got to get the puck in deep and start going to work. Not much time left. Puck is not on their side.
Tundle gets the pass to Brennan Young. His shot blocked by Brown. Comes right back to Brennan. Can't get much on that one. Tundle with a shot, and Kelly makes the save, and he'll hold for a face-off.
Shot from Tundle from an off angle. Nowhere to really put it except into that Danbury HatTricks logo. Now my question is, you look to tomorrow night. You got Dearson out. You don't know if he can play tomorrow.
Right.
You got...
We haven't seen Kenny Garrett come back since the hit in the
we
first.
haven't seen Garrett. I was going to say Bronner, but he's all right. He did not get anything from that hit.
Municello walks in with a quick rising shot and a save by Dylan Kelly. Puck loose in the corner. Evgeny Demons has it. Plays it behind the net. Back to Municello. He gets bodied by Brown, but now the puck's still loose in the corner as Listmeyer can't get there. Demon holds behind the net. Plays it to Simonetta. Simonetta walks it into the circle, fumbled for a moment, and now just play it down low to Evgeny Demon. He tries to spin away from Steve Brown. Shot from Kieran Devine, that goes wide. To Cristofaro with a keep. His shot goes right off the mask of Dylan Kelly into the rafters, and I'm only giggling because it looked like a soccer play, like he headed the puck that way intentionally.
Yeah, Dylan Kelly, you want to whistle? That's what you got to do. You knock it down and get it directly up and out of play. Smart play by the goaltender, wearing number 29 tonight in white.
I don't know too many goaltenders that would intentionally use their head to make a save.
The crazy ones.
At least
Gary.
I would.
The crazy ones.
Bolin Porter off the draw. Now it's Kasich.
Great pass.
Just missed Levesque. Now it's a race with Basie. Alex does the right thing and just plays it along the wall. Gets back to center where Gavrik will play. We're under 7 minutes to go now. Danbury holding on to a 1-goal lead. Gavrik's pass. It's intercepted by McIntosh. Gets it nearly into the zone, but then he had to retreat for a moment. Now he gets it back. Taylor cutting with a shot. That's deflected by Masters and goes wide. Kasich into the corner. Faked the big slapper. And now just slows things down. Deeks around Eric Masters. Now he gets a little bit of space. Levesque tried to tip it into the zone, but it went into the Delaware bench instead.
Went up and over the bench, Gary. It's another souvenir, all right?
Uh-oh. Giving away pucks left and right down there, Mikey.
Well, we got a lot, trust me.
6:28 left here in period number 3. 5-4 HatTricks. Remember, these two teams will be right back at it tomorrow night here at Thunderdome. If you've enjoyed the action, come see it in person. Tickets available at DelawareThunder.com. It's Dunford and Shinkarik on the draw, and again we get a whistle. False start. So they'll do it over again. And I think the linesman that dropped the puck seemed to be confused as to why they did it again. But they did. Shinkarik wins the draw that time. Brown back to Shinkarik. He'll walk across the blue line. Right in front, shot paddled away by Taylor. Shinkarik goes down, and so does Charlie Penns. Bronner and DeCristofaro battle along the near wall. Puck loose in the corner. Shinkarik takes a bump from Christo. And now here come the Thunder. Patrick Tundle trying to get to Brennan Young. Good stick work there by Cruz Listmeyer to break it free. And Delaware's got to try to break out again. Under 6 minutes to play. Young across the blue line. Shot wide. Tundle battling along the wall with Morrissey. Comes back to Brennan Young in the slot. He held for a second and then fanned on the shot. And now the puck comes to Shinkarik. Shinkarik's pass deflected by Penns, but comes to Morrissey. Morrissey plays it behind the net. Taylor works it around the wall. Bolin Porter keeps it the blue line. His shot seemed to surprise Taylor a bit, but he's able to paddle it to the wall. The HatTricks will go for another change. 5:25 to go. Daniel DeCristofaro works out of the Delaware zone. At the red line, he'll just dump it in and he'll chase. Municello, Demon as well. Now they'll battle with Bolin Porter. Gavrick will come away with the puck. He'll play it to Edwards, goes through him, back to center. Simonetta, he'll dump it into the corner. Municello chases. 5 minutes to play. Bolin Porter got to the puck first. He'll reverse it to Gavrick. Gavrick gets it around Demon to Levesque. Levesque will play it off the wall and all the way down into the Delaware zone where Basie chases.
4:50 to go, Gary, in this third period. It's been back and forth action, and if you're either team, if you lose this one, it's a heartbreaker, honestly.
And it seems at this point, Danbury's just kind of comfortable. If you want to play the dump and chase game, we'll let you do that. But they're holding up, standing up at the blue line. Get another entry knocked down by Gavrick. Bolin Porter backhands it to center, broken up by Basie. Taylor cutting, gets it to Simonetta, and he'll fire it in behind the goal line. Dylan Kelly, dangerous play there as Cutting was barreling in. Bronner gets it back through center. Pens will play it there. 4:15 to go.
Most dangerous because it's Taylor Cutting bearing down on you.
No icing here as there was a deflection by Cutting at the blue line. Masters gets to the puck. Masters around behind. Tried to throw it in the slot to Cutting. Good play by Shinkarik defensively. And now Kasich. He'll just dump it into the Delaware zone. Under 4 minutes to go now.
Cutting's just got to get his body to the front of the net there. Masters had nowhere to go with it. You just got to get the puck to the front. I like the play from Masters. I want Cutting to be in front of the net there.
Off the stick of McIntosh, Cruz Listmeyer will play it. All the way through the zone. This should be an icing. And it is. 3:40 to go. We'll get a face-off back into the Danbury end with the Thunder trailing 5-4.
3 minutes, 40 seconds. We'll keep an eye on Aaron Taylor. I know right now it's a bit early, but we will keep an eye on him. I expect Gary right around that 140 mark, 130 mark. We see Tails go to the bench.
That's why, again, face-off draws are critical at this stage of the game. Danbury's done a fantastic job on the dot tonight. If it were me, if I could, I'd have Johnny Ruiz take this draw. He's won just about every face-off he's had tonight. Shinkarik does just as well. It gets through Morrissey, through center. Colin Edwards loses the race with DeCristofaro. Daniel with a nice pass on the tape of Dunford. Dunford into the Danbury zone, who walks through the circle. Side angle shot. Fumbled a bit by Kelly. Came loose in the slot, but Danbury's able to get it back to center. And now Morrissey's down, and we get a whistle. There's no penalty. I don't see any arms up. I didn't see any stick come up either.
No.
No, if maybe he caught an elbow or an arm on the way by. He's definitely in some discomfort, though.
Yeah.
It looked like he said a stick. So he thinks a stick got him. So maybe it was the butt of a stick.
Didn't look like anything I saw that was out of the ordinary. Morrissey's going to have to come to the bench, though, after causing the whistle.
3:19 to go. The face-off will come just outside of the Danbury zone. Demon, Municello, Simonetta, Devine, and Basie. It's Ruiz, Levesque, Bronner for Danbury. Basie from the red line. That hits Bronner. It's loose in front of the Danbury bench. Phil's able to play it a little further, and then Ruiz dumps it into the Delaware zone where Devine gets to it. 3:05 to go. Kieran looking to break out. Municello through the neutral zone. Across the blue line, trying to get through two Danbury defenders, and he did. Tried to throw one in front, but it went behind the net. Alex Basie will keep it at the blue line. He'll just play it around behind. Simonetta's there. Mark reverses. Now to Municello. He's going to backpedal to Basie, who throws it behind. Simonetta's got it. He's marked by Bolin Porter. 2:40 to go. They still work for it behind the net, and finally the puck comes free to Gavrick. Good work by Bronner to poke it free there. Now Levesque will battle with Kieran Devine. Good check by Devine, but Levesque nearly came away with the puck. Still loose in the circle. Finally, Kieran Devine's able to spin away and get it to Patrick Tundle. 2:15 to go. 5-4 Danbury. Tundle into the Danbury zone around Kasich. Now he goes back behind the net. Plays it to Demon. Evgeny Demon to Pens. Winds, fires, and that shot's blocked by Kasich. But loose, it's gotten to Demon in the corner. Demon in front. Tundle couldn't get a control of the puck. 2 minutes to play. Simonetta now in the corner. He gets pressured by Gavrick, comes back towards the blue line. Pence keeps it in. Spinning shot from Simonetta. Didn't have a whole lot of steam on it, but I don't think Kelly ever saw it until it got just in front of him. But a nice save there by Dylan.
It was picked up so late by Dylan Kelly.
Long stretch pass on the tape of Morrissey. Walks to the backhand shot. Glove save. Aaron Taylor with 1:36 to go, denying Morrissey a hat trick.
That is so big by Aaron Taylor. 1:36 to play. We'll see if Delaware takes their timeout. Obviously, you can't save it till tomorrow, so I'd like to see them take it here.
And interestingly enough, at that stage of the period, when I turned to watch that stretch pass, I didn't expect to see Aaron Taylor in between the pipes. 1:36 left, 5-4 Danbury. And now a late change here as Municello and Simonetta come out. Now Simonetta's coming back. I guess not a change. Thunder only had 4 on the ice. On the draw, a quick shot from Levesque goes wide. Listmeyer keeps it at the blue line. Delaware's got to get the puck out of the zone to give Taylor a chance to get out of the net. Basie, good pass to Municello. Thomas across the blue line. Taylor, we're still waiting. Municello's pass, it goes back to the neutral zone. Basie recovers. 1:14 to go. Kieran Devine, he'll dump it into the Danbury zone. Aaron Taylor still standing still at the pipes. Levesque at the blue line, plays it ahead to Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz with Bronner, shot, save Taylor. Under a minute to play now. Now Taylor will come to the bench. Brennan Young with speed through the neutral zone. Holds, his shot's knocked down by Brown. Levesque plays it to the wall, but not out. Municello. Brennan Young tried to get it back to the point, but he missed to Cristofaro, and they'll have to retreat and clear the zone. Daniel will just bang it in. 40 seconds left. Gavrick knocks it down behind Kelly. He gets it to Bronner. Bronner clears it through center. Puck's going to bounce into the net for the empty net goal. Phil Bronner. He put a little English on that one. Looked like it was going to go wide, then kind of turned back towards the net. That should ice things for the HatTricks here as they now lead 6-4.
And it's a hard-fought game for the Thunder, and unfortunately for them, they're going to fall to a very good HatTricks team, 6-4. Seems like this HatTricks team, if they didn't find their stride yet, they're doing it now.
Well, it's interesting. This is very reminiscent of the first 3 meetings between these two teams. 1-goal game in the third period. But again, the inefficiency of the power play and the continuation of giving up shorthanded chances came back to bite the Thunder again tonight.
Perfectly said, Gary. Perfectly said.
Off the draw, puck's loose at center. Evan McIntosh looks to chase it down. 22 seconds left. Now, that's not to discount a fantastically good effort from the Thunder tonight, start to finish. This was a great hockey game all around, except for the result if you're a Thunder fan. 5 seconds left, puck's loose in the corner. And you know what? Gavrick's not going to get a star tonight because he only has an assist on the score sheet, but he was phenomenal. Probably logged more minutes than anybody else except for maybe Bolin Porter on the blue line for Danbury. But Gavrick was Dylan Kelly's best friend at times tonight.
Oh, he definitely was. There's a couple guys on that HatTricks team whose name won't show up, like Steve Brown, but he played a phenomenal game on the back end again. Danbury showed why they're the best team in the East. They come into Delaware, find a way to squeak out a win.
But again, good gritty effort by the Thunder as well. A team that, yeah, they lost their 8th straight tonight, but during that 7-game losing streak, we're only averaging 1.8 goals per game. They put 4 on the board tonight. Saw a little bit of grit, some of that physicality. So overall, a great effort, a great game, and we get to do it all again tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock.
Yes, we do. It's going to be some great action tomorrow night as well. Patrick Tundle had a great game. He salutes the crowd. He's always the last one off the ice. He's a fan favorite here, and that's the reason why.
I know you got to facilitate the Charlie Penn's jersey auction. So for Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. Final score once again tonight from Thunderdome, Danbury 6, Delaware 4. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.